Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
Gazpacho soup is here.
Day of reckoning will come. Reckoning. 40 pizzas.
Papa John's.
Hey, what's good, everyone? How are you doing? I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing better than okay. Today was a very productive day for me. Pretty excited with everything I managed to get done video-wise, and working on some stuff for the stream and all that fun stuff. And then, you know, we got the Nuzlocke out today, though, you know, that was done days ago. I got the next episode done already. That'll be up next Monday. Every Monday from this point on, we're going to be putting up a Nuzlocke till it's done. So at least one video a week for the next little while. And then, you know, I've got other shit to do in the meantime as well. The Baku video, all that stuff. And then other, like, one-off things that we've done. Like the blindfolded run from last year that I still haven't uploaded. That's now, like, 16 months old. Was Reboot a YTV original? I think so. Oh, yeah, also wearing the YTV sweater. I don't know if it was YTV original specifically, but Mainframe was a Canadian company. Reboot and Beast Wars. Or as, you know, if you lived in Canada, you knew it as Beasties, which is very funny. But Monster Rancher 2 today? No, we're playing Monster Rancher 4. We're doing something a little bit different today. You know, not the end of the world. No more Monster Rancher 2. We're never playing it again. Yeah, we're gonna be playing a little bit of Monster Rancher 4. We'll be fine. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. It was not as productive as I wanted it to be, but I also had to kind of like actually work my real big boy job this weekend. It's the first time since the beginning of the year I've had to work 2 days in a row, so that's certainly something. Hold on, my webcam looks. Configure video real quick. My low light comp is off, which is good. I don't know. It looks strange to me, but we'll accept it. It's fine. It is what it is. Good for you. Yeah, it's nice to actually get some stuff done. One of the hardest things about you know, having a lot of shit on the go is saying you're gonna do something and then just not doing it. Like, it's such a blow to your self-esteem. So being able to like wake up this morning and be like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and like actually do it all, like, you know, feels good. Didn't get any laundry done today, so that's something I gotta do tomorrow. I ran out of time. I was doing too many other things. But yeah, just let future me do it. See, me too, but I feel real bad while it's happening. Okay, so once again, we're gonna play some Monster Rancher 4. I gotta make sure the sound is off, because if you guys weren't here for the whole ordeal, there is a copyright troll that is claiming all Monster Rancher 4 music, even though they don't actually own the rights to any of it. And they've been doing it for like a decade now. Monster Rancher 4, some Digimon World games. It's hit a bunch of people in the community. And I was just like, hey guys, I know you don't own the rights to this, and I actually have, like, I can just call somebody at Koei Tecmo America and see what's up with this. So, like, you know, can you please, like, stop being fucking stupid? And then they're like, oh, oops. And then they ungot me. I got ungot. Also, my audio is probably a little bit lower than normal. I'm trying some new settings. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be a huge overhaul of the sound and, like, how I route all my audio and shit. So, you know, today's stream might be a little bit wonky because I got, like, halfway through it. And tomorrow is going to be, like, a completely new system. So I might have to spend, like, 20 minutes at the beginning of the stream while we're, like, video editing. Not video editing, but, like, while I'm actually playing the game to, like, maybe a little bit of live troubleshooting while we're making it all work. But basically, my problem right now is that by the time everything I'm recording gets to OBS, it's already Actually, I should actually record this, because if I do a Monster Rancher 4 VOD, it's gonna sound different halfway through, and I'll probably want to explain why. So basically, the way I have all of my audio set up is it's going through a mixer, and it's going through like different processes and stuff, and like there's a little bit of a compressor, a little bit of a gate, not really a gate because I'm using the NVIDIA noise plugin thing. But basically, I have it set up so all of that shit happens before it hits OBS. And the reason for that is because sometimes I'm using the NVIDIA voice plugin. Sometimes I'm using, I'm running my voice through a DAW. A DAW is a digital audio workstation. It's basically something like Pro Tools or whatever. I'm using Reaper for it. But basically what it does is like it has all your compressors and your equalizers and all like the shit, the noise removal. And when I can get away without using the NVIDIA RTX because it has just kind of like obscene compression on it and like it doesn't sound great. When I can avoid using it, I do, but I can't always avoid using it. And like if I'm running the dishwasher or whatever. And today I just have it because it's, you know, it's just how I have it set up. I can't clip my mic too easily, so that's not something I'm usually worried about. But because I have those two different settings, it's easier for me to run everything through Voicemeeter. And what Voicemeeter is like it's like a digital mixing board. Instead of having like a physical mixing board on my desk, I just have a program on my computer, and I can like control the game volume, bring it up and down, and control my voice, bring it up and down. But because all of that is being sent as like one signal into OBS, I can't do things like remove the desktop audio. I can't remove game sound and stuff like that from when I am like playing games or whatever. And that's not always a big deal, but it becomes an issue sometimes with like really long VODs or whatever, where I have a bunch of cuts and like the background music kind of like jumps around from like point to point. If I can just like throw a background track in, like it's usually better. And you know, I still have issues in that sense where it's like game sound effects and game audio will have to be split, and like it's not necessarily like a great solution. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the easiest way for me to do this in the future, because it's a thing I've realized in the past is like, oh, like this might be jarring to listen to, or especially like, you know, no offense to you guys, because it's not your job, but listening back to the Nuzlocke, the fucking music is so loud, dude. The background music is so loud. How do you guys listen to me stream like that? When I'm like, I think it's too loud, I'm going to turn down the background. You're like, no, it's too quiet. We need more music. Like, that shit is so fucking loud. What are you guys talking about? Oh my god. Oh, like it's fine. You can hear what I'm saying, but as soon as I start talking like this, as soon as I start talking quieter, it's just music. It's just sound effects. It's just plant going, ooh, 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 ooh. So I don't trust you guys anymore. I did realize that, like, I have a pretty, like, solid understanding of where the benchmark is for background noise in Monster Rancher 2 versus where I want it to be. So, you know, going forward, I'm going to fix it. But, man, want to bang my head to clown music? If you guys like it, then it doesn't matter, right? As much as it's like, it hurts me, if you guys don't give a shit, it's not worth me stressing over. Like, 100%. And that's not me saying, you know, you you fuckers will need anything. Here's your slop. But it's like, it's something I'm going to obsess over. And if I don't have to obsess over it, it's nice to not like have to stress. It's like, there's so many videos I've watched recently where, like, my friend will like send me a video and they'll be like, hey, like, watch this video, like, it's really good or whatever. And it'll be about like whatever video game, not really video essay style, but, you know, kind of like more Rancher rundown breakdown type thing where somebody is doing a video and their goal is to like explain a story or something that happened in Pokemon or Digimon, or like, it's usually Pokemon because, you know, that's the only thing with a competitive scene that has more than 12 people in it. But every single video I get from like every single different YouTuber is like 30 seconds of like to a minute of really like well edited, well put together video, and like the cues are good and like music comes in at the perfect time, and then after that it's just like basically what I'm doing right now. And that's like the other 30 minutes of the video. And the video will have like 100,000 views. And it's like, okay, well, they didn't really give a shit about this. And apparently their audience doesn't really give a shit about this. And that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially if they do it for a job. If you're getting hundreds of thousands of views, you're probably doing it for your job. And you have to, like, set a level for yourself where it's like, okay, it's no longer worth it for me to care more about this than I already have. And we would all love to think that everybody who works on every video is giving it 100% of the time, but that's just like simply not feasible. That's like, you know, it's what I do for like the Rancher Rundowns and shit like that, but it's also not something I'm expecting to make money on. So it doesn't matter, right? Like it doesn't matter if my video does well or not, because it's a thing I made because it's fun to make videos. But maybe it's okay if I care a little bit less. Is what I'm saying. I can probably get by. I don't have to be putting in 4 hours of overtime at the Monster Rancher Video Factory every day. I'll make them better. Dude, it was so crazy when I made... Sorry, we'll play the game at some point. I guess here, let's find a soundtrack to play along to. What do we want to listen to today? Someone mentioned the Dragon Seed soundtrack. I've never heard it. You guys better not be fucking... like, ruining my day. Wait, this is a JalecoVision game? That's crazy. All of these tracks are like 13 seconds long. What is this? Johnny Bazooka Tone? Let's just listen to Plock. Whatever, it's fine. We'll listen to this. All of these songs are so short, it doesn't really matter. We'll listen to other stuff as we go through it. FTL soundtrack? Oh, FTL soundtrack is really good. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. You guys are not... You can still listen to Zoom. I gotta turn this down a bit, though. You mean Dragon Seeds? What did I say? Because I meant Dragon Seeds. That's what we're listening to now. Let me open Volume Mixer. It's probably fine. We'll do that. Okay. So our boy Bosco, rank C, 500 power. It's really hard to advance early game when you've got a brand new file, because it does not let you like do anything, like at all. It doesn't want you to fucking play the game. So we're stuck in rank C. We're almost able to advance to rank B. Our stats are very good right now, though. Okay, rodeo, rest, trampoline, trambompoline. Okay. Okay, dude, what the fuck was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought because of this nonsense. How high scats go up to? They go up to 999. We're scolding you. God damn, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, okay. So, when I made the Meg Cargo video, there were people who were like, dude, this video is so great. How come the Rancher Rundowns don't look like this? Instead of just being like, hey, you upped your game, like, this looks good. It's like, how come your other stuff looks like shit? And it's like, alright. Relax. It's like, also, like, with all due respect, you know, the video took like 4 months to put together. Do you want every Rancher Rundown to come out like once every 4 months? Because we could do that. I could like really put in the effort and just have my channel die completely, and then you guys won't actually care. You'll just be like, I wish there was more Rancher Rundowns. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Sometimes you just gotta not listen to people. Is there really a difference? Galley Rancher Rundown was hella good. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I put more effort into the Meg Cargo video than like anything else. And until the Dragon Quest Monsters video, which is like, I would say, significantly better in production values than anything else I've done, and it's only got like 35,000 views, so, you know, shows what you guys know. We'll probably have to rest again. Competition? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's do competition, then we can sleep. The Crocus Cup. We're gonna croak 'em. Like the Samson says, me fans are stupid pigs. Yeah, that's true. Here's the thing. Both in, like, when it comes to people consuming media of whatever kind and, like, people purchasing stuff, most people don't actually know what they want. They don't know what they care about. And that's not, like, me saying people are stupid. I'm just saying you don't really know what you want till you see it, and then it's like, oh, okay, that would be cool. But as far as, like, if I was to listen to, like, the average person who watches my videos about, like, what a good video idea would be, one, I mean, the first thing they'd ask for is a combining video, and that's fine. It makes sense, because I've been promising that shit for 4 years now. But after that, I don't know if I could trust anything they say. And that's not because they're dumb. They're intelligent people. They watch my shit, so obviously they got good taste, right? But it's just, people don't have good ideas. There's no way to put it. I truly don't mean it to sound insulting, but it's really hard to describe it without sounding insulting. So, like, I really don't know how to, like, elaborate on what I'm saying, but it's just, the average person's, like, opinion on it is, like, on something like what I should do next, is roughly about the same level of, like, consistency and reliability as me putting it into ChatGPT, or, like, randomly, like, pulling something from a hat, or just Googling Monster Rancher and then, like, looking at the top SEO and then make something out of that. Did you know Google has this thing? And, okay, perfect example. Google, or YouTube, I guess it is technically Google, now has this thing on YouTube called Inspirations. And what it is it makes AI-generated thumbnails and video ideas for you that you can just use. They're just being super nice, and they're like, we're killing the rainforest to give you this fucking garbage. Like, competitive history of Monster Rancher versus Pokemon? Like, what does that mean? In 1999, here's what's happening in both scenes. Like, what the fuck? Like, stupid. I'm glad you used fucking Gen AI to make a thumbnail for it too. Let's take a look really quick, actually, while I'm talking about it. Okay, YouTube Creator Studio. Let's... Content. Inspiration. Explore and brainstorm on video ideas. It's thinking right now. Okay, here we go. One sec. Look at my, we go to content. We got inspiration. Monster Rancher 2DX, best monsters for each element. Hidden secrets in Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX. Monster Rancher 2 DX, Beginner's Guide to Competitive Breeding. I've already got fucking 4 videos on this. Couldn't create thumbnail. Monster Rancher 2 Ultimate Monster Guide. Couldn't even come up with something. But what is this thumbnail? Like, what's the goal here? What's happening here? The classic Monster Rancher exploding castle in the clouds that we're all used to. And then what Hidden Secrets in Monster Rancher 3, 1 and 2X? What the fuck? Dude, this shit is insane. Why would I pick this? Who's gonna click on this shit? Monster Rancher 2DX doesn't even have elements. Let's see what the byline says. The strengths and weaknesses of each element in Monster Rancher. Cool. I'm so glad that this is what every single like industry has decided to put all their faith in. Is that the Monster Ranch? Yeah, that's where we live right now. You can go there in Monster Rancher 3. It's one of the secret areas. I do enjoy using Night Cafe because supposedly they let you keep the IP of the creation, but it's really good for like trying to explain a concept to someone and give them a visual aid. Can't draw. Why wouldn't you get to keep the IP? It's not like they made it. I mean, realistically, it's not like you made it either, but it's definitely lifting from the Monster Hunter logos. Yeah. Wonder if they gave Suezo a hand on his tail like Ape Palm? Do you mean Ambi Palm? or ape, just regular ape? I guess it is A Palm. Is how it's, yeah. AIPOM. Oh my god, AI was there all along. AI Palm. I always thought it was like ape and then like pom pom, but you're blowing my mind a little bit. It is ape and palm to make A Palm. That's crazy. I literally never thought of that. Anyway, fuck that shit. That shit sucks. I just, like, on top of that, like, fine. Not only are those, like, really, really basic, where it's, like, the best monsters, competitive play. Like, yeah, okay, like, I get it. I understand. If you, like, if I was to ask a friend in, like, my friend's, like, Discord group chat, what I should make a video on, that's the same shit they'd come up with as people who know nothing about Monster Rancher. But, like, you know, if they were, like, earnestly trying to help me. But at the same time, it's like, that's what I mean. It's barely better than just doing nothing, right? It's barely better than making Mad Libs for video ideas. Okay, I have to go get some more food. I'm out of food. We're gonna have to do our first shopping trip. We got a little bit of money though, because we literally have not spent food yet. So this should not be too bad. Also, I always just hated Ryun as, like, the town name. Like, I can't think of a more unwieldy name for, like, the second town you go to. Top 5 Rancher tips. If you're playing Monster Rancher 2, these are 5 things you gotta know. Number 5. This is not Monster Hunter. When you talk about the game and you call it MH as a short abbreviation, people don't know what you're talking about. Tip number 2. Die. I got the voice down, yeah, I mean, I'm being facetious with it. Okay, we got some melons. Can't wait until I play Evo, not again. I actually don't think I'm ever gonna play that game again. I'm sorry to be that guy. But we played a little bit and it was fun, and then it became like unbelievably miserable and we just didn't ever play it again. What if there's a mechanic where monsters on the ranch had to grow their own food? Play fucking... What's it called? What's that one game? That's not Harvest Moon. That's like Harvest Moon that everybody plays. I don't want a farm simulator. I hate that shit. Rune Factory? No, it's the other one. But you're right. Yes, also Rune Factory. Stardew. Yeah, thank you. I don't need crafting in my Monster Rancher game. I don't need farm work on my monster farm. The farm is for monsters. It's not a vegetable farm. You don't go to a dairy farm and you're like, how come there's no carrots? This is the new bit I'm doing. Guy who's like extremely literal about the monster farm. It's a monster farm. You farm the monsters. You grow them yourself. You put the fertilizer... Never mind. We're sandbagging. Yeah. That's another thing. Oh my god, 86. Hell yeah, baby. Give me the 18. There's another thing where it's like, I think people think they want that, but I don't think people would actually play that game. That's one of those, like, you don't need a committee for that, to know that, like, the crafting and, like, the everything sim is, like, burned out at this point. It's just like real life. It's just as tedious as real life. There's no actual game element to it. Though I will say something like Stardew is, like, probably fun because, you know, the idea of, like, owning real estate is, like, actually fantasy at this point. Funnily enough, there's another show that was called Monster Farm back in the 90s, except there's literally a bunch of mutated farm animals. I don't think there were farm animals specifically, but there was like a Frankenstein guy. I remember that shit was on... Was it on YTV? I don't remember. It's like the epitome of like ugly Western animation from the 90s, though. I like how we have high counter and we haven't unlocked counters yet. He's fat now? Policy's easier. I might have to starve him a little bit. But we're doing okay. Our stats are okay. You think you do, but I don't. But you don't, yeah. Exactly. You think you do, but you don't. Every monster is just a variation of plant. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Especially if they're growing out of the ground. Okay, so this is looking like my schedule is working out. We're going to rest here. We're going to go to Rodeo Drive. And then we are going to... This might actually be a good time to adventure. Toggle Caves? We've already beat the Toggle Caves, so I can't really get any legitimate experience here. We're moving on. I got more than enough text, too. I don't need anything else. On Rodeo? 62? Okay, 62's fine. And a potato. I might be feeding my monster too much. I mean, it says he's fat, but also it seems like, you know, that potato filled him up entirely. Okay, let's go to B rank. I don't know how high I should go with my power. He's got max power gains, so maybe I just go for 999. Maybe I just crank the shit out of it. Or 980 rather is max, I think. This Pixie that I don't think you get to play. What's she doing? Oh, hello. I've been introduced. Also, Fane's backpack is like very funny. It's like a fanny pack for the back of his neck. Okay, cool, man. What if I did that? There's an issue in this game. It's not like... I think it makes the game worse, but it's not like a mistake, right? Like, they did it on purpose. Where if your monster's stats are too high for the rank you're in, you start to, like, gain fewer and fewer stats. Like, your monster's motivation drops. So you have to, like, constantly be advancing ranks. You can't just do the Monster Rancher 2 thing for, like, competitive play where you, like, grind up a monster in rank E and they're, like, max stats or whatever. Just, like, I understand why they did it. Like, they want the game to have a little bit more, like... They want it to be a little bit more challenging. But yeah, we're starting to see everybody's stats. Like, it's not immediately noticeable because this is a Mochi. But all of the stats soon are going to become, like, this red hexagon. Where every single stat is very, very similar. You will not see a monster other than, like, the weird Mogis. There's a couple of exceptions to it, but almost no monster will have, like, a specialized stat from this point on. There's a little bit of it in rank E and D, and then after that, it's not. That's why monsters stand like a sleep paralysis demon. Absolutely crazy aura. Dude, did you see his running animation? It's fucking crazy. Also, he can do this. He can do the... That's the Talon from Primal Rage shit. You got him. Ropez is such a good name, too. Like, it feels racist to say it. But it's a good name. Okay, so Mochi had, like, even stats for everything. Graham might not because he's a story character. Yeah, okay, he doesn't. But there's very few monsters that don't have Golem drop? Yeah, let's risk it. So I love how, like, much better this guy is than everyone else we fought so far. Cool, man. Okay, well, I didn't like that. Let's get the hell out of here. He can't counter me, which is nice. Double chop 30%? Fuck that. Okay. Well. Also, like, during the animations, the clock doesn't run down. Come on, dude. Really? Fuck off. Oh, 20% and 30%? Yeah, alright, whatever. Sure, man, whatever you say. Okay. We'll just have to do the next one, I guess. Because I forgot to save. Let's save now. We might as well save now. Getting high rolled by a golem, same as it ever was. A little bit more speed might help me. I'm gonna praise. Golem look pretty tight. Yeah, it's a cool looking golem. Alright, we got a couple of months till the next one. Okay, my schedule's all messed up now. Rest, and then we go training, sandbag, trampoline, rest, training, rodeo, rest, target, rest. Cool. To beat this goal, I need to do more Pilates. He's hungry? This man's hungry. He can have a potato. competition? Where's the competition happening? Little ways away, but until then, we're chilling. We're Bing chilling. $73 on power gives me quite a bit. Okay, so I gotta change up my schedule again. Whoopsie. Noopsie. Okay. I'm gonna do exercise. We're gonna raise our power some more. And I can maybe twos? But imagine doing this with like a bunch of monsters at the same time. They get tired, or like you scold them and they're all stressed out, and then it's like, okay, well, I gotta change my whole schedule. Whoa. 69? 69 is okay. Actually physically manifested into this one? Yeah. We play a guy named Fane with the world's worst backpack. Okay, now we're gonna do like a super light drill. I mean, for me, this shit's easy for me. I don't know about this guy. Look at him go. Have some praise. Okay, now we're gonna rest. Things take a long time on the ranch. Sardimus Coltea. Is the meter good when playing left or right? Left. That means it's like it's going up. Right is like it's, well, I'm doing it the opposite way, but if it's going this way, it's like decreasing. Is the easiest way to remember it. It's an insane menu. Why not just make it a bar like everything else?
I want to play video games.
Yay, Count Blanc. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Very kind of you. Also, we got a 73 even though he was hungry. That's a great job, brother. Thank you, Count. You can have a watermelon. Got some 4 years? Thank you. Yeah, it's been a bit of a process, but we're getting there. Last couple of days have been like really good for the channel. That new videos kind of been, I don't want to say popping off. It's absolutely not been popping off, but it's been doing better than, you know, everything else I've put out in the last little while. And then the new Nuzlocke video is doing okay. It's doing about as good as the Centaur Rancher Rundown did, which is like really good for a Nuzlocke video. But yeah, the new Life on the Ranch remix is almost 9K views, which is pretty cool for under a week. And I should be resting? No. Alright, I've like lost track of what I'm doing here. I should rest. Training, sandbag, and then rest. Exercise, rest. I don't know. We'll make it work. Yeah, tournament coming up. Let's make it. Let's make it out this time, please. 67, not great, but we still get 12. Fine. Hey Zeph, how you doing? Okay, who's next? So I can do another heavy drill here. It's been a whole season since I talked to him last. We're getting the hell out of here. What will I buy? I don't think I need anything. We got everything. Tub is the only thing. Tub and book we don't own yet. But that's fine. We're not going to use either of those. I haven't bought the aid kit, but I also haven't been hurt or anything, so. Been out of it otherwise. Okay. Well, right on. Okay, I'm gonna do should do rodeo here. Well, rest rodeo with battle in the beginning. Yeah, that should help a little bit. I will say, it's like I've had like a kind of shift in my mentality about like just like life in general in the last little bit, and I've been like really motivated to like basically do everything I'm doing, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I just have access to my gym 24 hours a day now, which is like, you know, more exercise, it's giving me more energy to get me into better shape, and you know, I think that's kind of spilling over into everything else I'm doing, which is sick. It's a good time to be Nash right now. Unless you're playing Monster Rancher 4. Even Monster Rancher 4 is fine. You know what? I've just been so positive about everything lately that I was like, I should play Monster Rancher Hop About again. Like, that's where I'm at. $54? I'm gonna scold him. Why Iota? Okay, so he's got like nothing going for him right now. We're gonna go weekend activities. He's tired, he's hungry, he's got no motivation. He's the opposite of me. I guess I'm a little bit tired. But, you know, I got the high motivation. I'm not hungry. Is our boy Lopez in the tournament? Al Bundy or Ted Bundy? Pick your Bundy. Hiya! Oh, you mudda. That's regen in this game is so slow. Battles also last forever. Like, look at the clock. 58 seconds left on the clock out of a minute. Every time there's an attack, the clock doesn't run down in this game. So, you know, for better or for worse, you can't run down the clock, really. It does mean if you're attacking a lot of the time, a match can like last like 5 minutes. Like, we still have so much time on the clock. This match would be up if it was Monster Rancher 2. Okay, we got him. They pause during attacks, yeah. They're Marvel seconds, I know. We actually get to fight Lopez this time? Cool, good fight. GG's. Gaitan is a monster that I don't think transferred very well from Monster Rancher 3 to Monster Rancher 4. Hey, regular ass Ripper. Alaman. Sweet home Alabama. Gaitan's an interesting monster. He is pretty cool. I'm a fan. I like the Gaitan Mochi in this game. There's also like the Hatsune Miku one, which I don't know if it was supposed to be or not, but like that's exactly what it looks like. I think that's Monster Hunter 3 though. I don't even know if Hatsune Miku like existed at that point. Ropez, yeah. He ended up doing okay. Oh, hey, it's Graham. She sings to you? No, but it's called like Maestro or something, and it's got like blue hair. You look it up on Legend Cup. No. Okay, we got out of the way. All right, I think we win. That's all it took. No, he doesn't want to get hit with the plow kick. He doesn't want to get hit with the plow king. Okay. 70 guts lead. Pretty big damage. Bomb some dongos? Okay. I got the bomb for you. Let me walk backwards. All the way. Perfect. Wasn't enough to beat his ass. Okay, I only needed one. Nuzlocke of this seems like it'd be painful. Of this one, I wouldn't even attempt. Though what's really funny is that it would be really like easy statistically, because you end up with every monster in every rank, like say rank S. Every monster is basically Zagref, right? Where they got like 500 in every stat, which allows you a lot of room to min-max. Max speed, max skill, max power, something like that, and then like really low stats for the other three. It would be like viable in that. Hey, Tentacle, how are you doing? Hey, Fenric, what's good? Okay, this man's hungry. Let's save. This might be a good time to go on an expedition if we can. This music sounds like the Lilith Hobo. You guys ever watched Lilith Hobo? It's a show in the late 80s and early 90s about a husky who saves the day. Or was he a German Shepherd? He was something. But he's a dog that saves the day in like rural Canada. There's a voice keeps on calling me down the road, and that's where I'll always be. In the very first episode, the dog jumps out of an airplane. Like, it's an insane first episode. They put a parachute on the dog so he can like airdrop medicine to a sick girl. Yeah, the Lilith Hobo. It's Gaboo time. Look at him run. This is what we were talking about. This is like... Okay, let me... Oh, great job, camera. Look at this run animation. Look at him go. Ah! Talking about paralysis demon. Look at that shit. Hiya. Hiya. Watching stream on PC while listening to your Nuzlocke on my phone, dual moose audio? That's crazy. How do you have the attention span for that? The Littlest Hobo is like, the show is not good. The first episode is very funny, but most of them are like real boring. There's just a couple things you gotta know about the show. One, the dog is a beautiful dog. And every single time, like, he goes to a new town and then he befriends someone. And they obviously come up with their own name for him. They don't realize his name is the Littlest Hobo because he can't speak English. So they'll be like, your name's Jack or whatever. And then he'll save the day. And then once he saves the day, he just leaves. And they're like, oh, guess Jack's gone. And then the music plays. There's a voice. Keeps on calling me. It's actually like a killer theme song. Like, very well written. I get emotional thinking about it. We'll say that. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. It's a good song. Is it better than 100 Deeds? I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna say yes. It's a dog western, basically. Speaking of dog western, I never finished the UFO 50 RPG where you can play in the Wild West as a dog. It's the Wild West, but it also takes place in hell. You think raising multiple monsters could work within a Monster Rancher game? Brother, I got the game for you if you think raising multiple monsters could work. It's called Monster Rancher 4. It's what we're playing right now, and we're explicitly not doing it. Because it's such a fucking time sink. You can raise up to 5 monsters simultaneously in this game. 100 deeds and they're done dirt cheap. I don't know what that is. 100 deeds for Eddie McDowd. A show where a guy gets turned into a dog by a hobo and has to do 100 deeds to change back because he was a mean boy. That's like a touch by an angel. Except dog mode. Also, we're like really not running into. Bosco's back looks exactly like his chest. He's reversible. Yeah, you're right. He's got fucking abs. No, he's got pecs on his chest. What the hell? Oh, he died. He died off camera. The 2 seconds we were looking away. Oh, he's back. Shit. He heard me. No, get away. Get away. Also, complete like a quarter of the deeds he needed, so he stayed a dog forever. Presumably died a dog. Incredible. Alright, we can't go this way. This is so slow. Yeah, it is what it is. If you're watching the game at this point, you're probably watching because you want to like chill in the chat room. You're probably not too worried about the game. We got heart lore. That's nice. That's like useless, but it's nice. At least we got something. I played it myself, just digging up memories. Yeah, it's imagine if I was playing with more than one monster. Okay, this is a big empty room. Sun in an empty room. Explaining why I didn't really need a dragon when Monster Rancher 2 came out back in the day. Very late tentacle raid was focused on my own game. I've been lurking. Yes, welcome. Which way do I go? This way I went? No, this is the new way. The new way. See Dark Cloud? This is very Dark Cloud vibes. It's not like an unlimited dungeon though. It's just a boring dungeon. Go that way, thank you. Undine just locked the Undine Monster Rancher 2 having a lot of fun raising it. Nice. Yeah, Undine is like definitely the best. I think it's pretty unquestionable. The best intelligence-based monster. in Monster Rancher 2. Stronger monster than Suezo. Definitely better than Pixie. Like 100 times better than Pixie. And then what else? What else is mainly intelligence based? Arguably Galley, but Galley's pretty mixed attacker. What the fuck? Am I locked out? Can I just not advance? Oh, no, I can get to it from this way. Okay. God damn. What a shitty map. Imagine Plant flying behind you in this dungeon going, ooh, 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 ooh. Kato's purely intelligent. Yeah, Kato's definitely not as good. Cyrao. Gel's not as good. I don't think anything's as, like, even close. Gel's really good. Its intelligence techs are really strong. Galley's up there as well. But Undine's in its own class. Undine's, like, probably, like, a top 5 in the game. We got Fury. Time for Super Smash Brothers. Kill them. Like, the, like, exploding glass sound effect is so good. Why is there a glass shattering? Oh, fuck. Oh, it's stone cold. Every time he punches. Chell taught me more about Monster Ranching than I ever thought I'd know when I played the game's new. The game was like high arcane knowledge, yeah, for sure. What's the objective of this exploration? We're trying to get to the final floor, which is where we're at now, and fight a spooky evil Gaboo. Gaboo's not in this game. Also, I forgot to save, so let's just save state. What is it? It's F1. Okay. Phoenix probably mostly intelligence. Counter Blue Phoenix the other day, so I totally want to play that. The thing that's crazy about Phoenix is that its best techs are power techs. It has like no affinity for power gains, so it's like hard to get its power up without using drugs like Trollron and Paradoxin. But Phoenix's power techs are like significantly better than its intelligence ones. They're so overtuned. I think they were given to him like that to compensate for the fact that he's got really bad power gains and you're stuck using them at the beginning. But it's like they're unbelievably powerful. Like, probably the best basic techs in the game are like tied with them, with Joker. The move's called Stretch. I mean, to be fair, if you got hit by that back fist, you deserve to die. Like... Okay, Moochie. I'm getting Moochie annoyed. Haha. Okay, oh my god, almost one shot with the E-Force tech. Love that. Bosco gonna pop a colon for hitting people with the stunner. What? Okay. And so, when you get hit, your life carries over. I don't have full life right now. It slowly recovers. You can see the little blue line underneath Bosco, like, slowly refilling over time. That's my life. Okay. The wrinkly skin is very funny to me. Hey, we got another... We got Int Tablet. Sick. That's clean. We don't have, fuck, I forget what it is. The 3-star int. I don't really raise int monsters in this game. There's not a lot of good ones. You got like Ogio in Japan, Phoenix. That's like mostly it. Come on. It's a smash hit. It's a head crash. Jungler's pretty cool. Mochi X says chi now? He does. Said whatever. Monster Rancher 2 came out before the anime. The anime was released like in conjunction with it. This Naga plant is cooler than just green orange Naga. I agree. Oh, there's one more floor. Oh, that's right. Okay, 6th floor. Also, like a reminder that this is all happening on the weekend. So, like 1 week will have passed. And we'll like get back the next week. Progression like on a week by week basis in this game is unbelievably slow compared to the other Monster Rancher games. Some people like that. They like that it's like more meticulous and like you have a lot more discrete control over what you can and can't do. This is definitely not the right way, I don't think. My biggest memory of Monster Rancher was training a Black Raptor and winning a few tournaments, then got old and passed during training, broke my heart. Yeah, I think we all have a similar story. Always sucks to see a monster die for the first time. I remember the first time it happened and I was like, what's happening? I had a Dayton and it just died of old age. And I was like, why is it nighttime? Like, what's going on? High search, no use. Cool. Okay, wait, what, okay, we're still listening to music here. We only got a couple of songs left in the Dragon Seed soundtrack. What are we listening to next, folks? What do you guys want to listen to? What's a good soundtrack that's not like super aggro? Something we can throw on the save state. Don't forget, I did on the 5th floor, but yeah, I'll do it again. Thank you for sharing my memory. Nobody at that baseball game could understand my pain. I feel you, man. Dude, I remember I got Pokemon for my birthday, which is end of October. And then for Christmas, I got Pokemon, the other one. I got Pokemon Red for my birthday. I got Pokemon Blue for Christmas. My parents were like, why does this matter to you? And it's so crazy thinking about that in retrospect, because it's 2 months. It's only 2 months, right? But because of time dilation and like being a little kid, it felt like I had played the game for like a year by the time. No, I didn't get it for my birthday. I got it for like passing grade 6 or whatever. It's like a graduation gift. It would have been grade 6. It would have been like grade 4. So yeah, I guess it was like 6 months. And my sister got a Game Boy for Christmas, and I got Pokemon Blue. So I was able to finally like finish the Pokedex. And while I was trading Pokemon, one of the games corrupted and I lost my file. And I was like distraught. I was like, oh my god, like I've lost everything. Like I spent 6 months getting this fucking file up and now it's gone. And as a kid, that's like your whole life, right? And my uncle at the time was babysitting me. And he was just like, why do you care? Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, I'm sad. I'm a sad kid. Okay, I don't know how many floors there are. I thought there was only... Is there 10? Can I do it with just the one monster? Crashed my copy of Red by getting you and transferring it to Silver via Stadium. I lost my my copy of Pokemon Pinball because my friend had a Game Shark and we put unlimited balls on it, and then the bell for like recess like ending rang and he just ripped the Game Shark out of the game and it fucking killed it. He's like, I need my game back, and he just like ripped it out and it just destroyed my file. And I was like, cool, man. Thanks. Pokemon Pinball is a fun game. I might pull that out and just play it. I got my Game Boy Pocket still. All of my old Game Boy games and like a bunch of other like random bullshit is in an old Garfield lunch bag that I never used as a lunch bag. It was specifically for like holding games and stuff. I think it used to be crayons. Is what it used to be used for, and then it eventually became my Game Boy bag. Pokemon Pinball Ruby Sapphire 1, I've never played it. I've only ever played the first one. If I haven't covered Dragon Seed, could you? And Start is so iconic. Wanna raise a dragon? Too bad. You did, it's corrupted. I would be interested in looking at it. With that big ass rumble pack that took a AAA battery, hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie, after the stream ends tonight, I'm probably going to... Here, let's, I saved on the 5th floor. If something... I'm not doing this again, I'm not lying. Let's just, save state here. If I die, I die. Paused. How do I unpause it? There we go. Don Mudleone. He's the one who kidnapped the folks around here. He's trying to tell me something. I know what you're up to. You're gonna use the machine to alter us monsters. I know whatever evil you're up to. My altered arm is proof. He's got a hook hand. Hook hand car door. We would never do such a thing. Silence. I can see through your plan. I've experienced far too much agony to stand by idly. Allow a single other monster to go through what I did. It kind of sucks that they just are straight up like, hey, here's Gaboo. You can't raise Gaboo, though. Let's kick you down as soon as you start. I won't spoil it. This is for my grandpa, Oakley Man. I'm gonna beat your ass, brother. I'm sorry. It has to be this way. He's still alive, eh? He's addled? Easy. Look at this. A chance to hit? Oh, fuck. Alright, we chill? Bazooka? All your shit's so expensive, brother. Gaboo spoke? Yes, he did. I think it was technically telekinesis. I like the... Oh no, my arm is exploding! No! Just understand, we just want you to return to the people you've kidnapped. We never meant to harm you. No matter, let these wounds be a sign of the trust you earned. What? You only need to promise to me you will never alter monsters and I will return all the people. We could never let a monster suffer as you have. She's crying now. You have our word. You have great promise. The rest is up to you. Now I take my leave. Don, he looks so sad. Altering monsters. It's just wrong. It's true. It is wrong. It's the worst thing you can do. Gaboo spoke in class. Excuse me, hello. I don't care! Okay, let's go to the Monster Association. What do we got on our schedule? The rodeo? Rodeo do. 64 is okay. 10 life. I could probably be doing Life Blade and getting more points if I was getting like 70s. Alter monsters off. I'll just feed them drugs like the rest of us. Exactly. Here I thought I'm a Fibba already banned modifications after Log saw her. Something like that, yeah. Okay, we gotta go to the association. Word. Disassociation. That's a throwback. Did I go to the wrong one? No. Okay, there we go. Breeder rank B. Yay! Okay. Thank you very much. I've never heard of altered monsters. Brr, brr, brr. I'm Karn. Brr, 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 brr. Okay. I don't care. Can I get out of here and get... Let's go home. Now it's your time to shine. Alter current Pixies have Monster Hunter 2 body type. Torval time. We're going to Torval time. Rio versus Holly, who would win? Like in a fist fight? Hard to say. Can we do some battling? Single. Okay, that's coming up. And where's the others? The group. Single. Single. No officials though, eh? Until I don't know when I get. There we go. Now we go to Ima. Hello. It's Harry Potter. Okay, goodbye, Harry Potter. I got kicked out of school is the whole thing. I was being a big jerk or something, I don't remember. Why the fuck are you crying again? I don't care. It's TT. This game really does have, like, G-rated meat and fuck adventure vibes. Like, you can't get around it. Why does she look like that? Especially this guy. Fane overtrained his Mochi and it ran away, so he got expelled. The Bugle Inn. I'm saying, right? Like, what's up with this game, man? You should see, after they, like, chill a bit. Every single, like, shopkeeper and, like, person you can talk to in the game has a different, like, more, like, friendly. Well, we'll say friendly. That's the easiest way to describe it. Appearance after you've spoken to them, like, 50 times or 20 times or something. And, yeah, it's certainly something. They really wanted to make the game like a dating sim. Is that not how things work when you talk to people more? Right, but, like, is that a fun mechanic for your video game? You have to beat 100 super bosses first. That's before I'll talk to you. You're not on my radar until then. Okay, we're up to 4 actions. We can do 4 actions a week. So I'm going to feed him a mango. I'm going to check his stats to see if he's, like, lenient or whatever. If he's feeling a little stressed out, we can give him nunchucks. Easy? Okay.
I want to
He's
play
still
video
fat.
games.
Mango.
Hey! Freeman. Thank you, man. Very kind of you. Entry guide Monster Hunter 2 is like that somewhat. Only holds you in high regard when you're a high breeder rank. That's true. Man, go. It's like cargo pants? Nah, man. Cargo beep beep. Are you feeling okay? Alright, yeah, look at that. Another monster with just, like, perfectly average stats. Love it. Entryman is jacked according to card game. It's true. Cargo space? No, cargo really, man. Cool sound effects, plant. Tried to hit me with the yam yam. What's the yam yams? Yam yams are the power that be. Rue? PRG82. Tech names or something else, yeah. The half of them are like translated, and some of them are just like transliterated. Why does this monster have the same stats as the plant? There's like Reverse Slade, baby. Teleports behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. You missed, though. GG's. You tried. Okay. Wish texts were learned in a different way. Can't please everybody. I do prefer the Monster Rancher 2 way of doing it. But, you know. What are you going to do? This is, like, very, like, standard RPG style. Okay, to show you what I'm thinking about. Am I tripping? Does that bird use the same noise as Zoom? No, it's exactly... He has one sound effect, and it's Zoom from Monster Rancher 2. Okay, like, look at this. 248, 225, 246, 248, 220, 235. Every monster we fight is going to have stats that are, like, almost identical to this. It's super, like, obnoxious. Like, it feels very low effort. And remember, this is a Hanger. Hanger is kind of a well-rounded monster. Doesn't have historically good defense, but he's got good speed, he's got good power, he's got good intelligence and skill. And then we'll see Lesion, who Lesion historically has good life, and then kind of like middling other stats. It's kind of like Color Pandora, though not as like life is the only thing it can focus on. Whereas Color Pandora is more so that, in Monster Rancher 2 at least. Dinosaur to bird evolutionary pipeline, yeah, exactly. Most stats for rank B even. I mean, it's just a different game. Rank S, it gets stupid. Like, things get very difficult out of nowhere. Let's take a look at Lesion. Between 205 and 258. The exact same, basically. Cool, man. Genuinely, the worst part about this game is how little personality the enemy monsters you have to fight have. It, I don't know. We did it, yeah. No Ordorf, no Warnmo, no Pirito. Yeah, exactly. Nobody with, like, weirdo stats. Monster Rancher 2, I think, was, like, the right way to do it. Because Monster Rancher 1 was, like, super fucked up. Where it's, like, here's a worm with, like, 500 power and 400 life and, like, nothing else. We made a plant with 800 life and 150 in every other stat. That shit's really funny. But, like, you know, I don't know if that's like necessary. Honestly, Monster Rancher 1 is fine. I kind of like that. Monster Rancher 2 is like, it mostly follows the stat line, and like whatever stats the monster is best at are the ones that are the highest. There's no like Pixie with high power, for example. So you kind of understand what you're getting into, but the subbreed changes it a little bit. You get stuff like Robanil that ends up being like really well balanced, even though, you know, it probably shouldn't have any speed because it's two monsters with an E gain in speed. Shouldn't be at least one monster with weirdo stats in each rank. There kind of is, and we'll see if we run into it soon enough. But like, that shouldn't be it. Like, you should be like trying a little bit harder to, you know, make the game interesting. I don't like the rivals in Monster Rancher 3. They jack up one or two of the stats to annoying levels. They play the same way a 10-year-old kid would play. Is there ever a reason to dump skill? Not really. Did I miss the John No-Rest Treadmill Factory scene yet? You haven't. We might actually watch that one instead of just mashing through it. Okay, so still no official tournaments. Do I have to do something else first? Let me go back to town again. Mention the name of the enemy Monster Rancher 2 and we can picture them. That's how good they were. That's what I'm saying. Monster Rancher 1's kind of like that too. Monster Rancher 3 a little bit less so, but I think that's just because people have played it less. You got stuff like Turkey, which is like a really funny monster. It's a... what do you call it? A Duckin that has like 150 life and then like 400 exactly in like every other stat, which is like kind of funny. And there's things like that. But Monster Rancher 4 is like all the monsters are the exact same. It's super boring. I didn't. You didn't rest right. My bad. Right. Let's give you a mango. Okay, let's go to town again. How dare you sleep? How dare you? Is this it? Okay. This is the last. No, we already listened to all this. Okay. What sounds are we listening to next? Okay, so now we gotta go on adventure again. This guy, right? This is the evil fucker. You can tell because he's got a middle part. And he's ugly. Oh no, the factory farm! Just look at these, the latest training gadgets. More than 60 monsters. And if you can't take the training... well then poof, you get axed. I was gonna say regiment, and then like my brain got stunlocked, but it's regime is the word. But maximum efficiency only made possible by maximum wealth. The best ranch in Ima. No, make that the world. Like it's a little fucking heavy-handed, folks. Like Monster Rancher 2 takes place in Ima. You can only really make this happen if you've got a shit ton of money. Monsters training every week. They attempt to relate it to us, but he's nothing like us. No. Axe, deal. Just what do you think monsters are? They're not replaceable cogs in some machine. The best ranch? You've got to be kidding. Oh, for heaven's sake. I know you're jealous, Nash, but don't get mad at me just because you lack the means to run things like me. Besides, you're only wasting your time if you deal with stragglers. They're not worth a grain of salt. I'm sorry. Hiya! Why I oughta... She punched me. She punched me right in the face. Not even daddy punches me. What else does he do, though? This girl is your responsibility. Make her say she's sorry. What the fuck? Nobody needs to apologize to you. I feel exactly the way Ryu does. But I'm just a little baby. Any smooth jazz? Kinda. But I think it might get copyright claimed. You know what we could do? Can you loop... on YouTube? You can't. Because I was going to say, let's just listen to Like the Wind over and over again. Like, maybe the best video game song of all time. Okay, so we gotta go on an adventure. He's too stupid for super babies. I know, he hasn't figured out that you can just make a baby that has like 800 in every stat. Okay. I use this song in like almost every video. From my understanding, the reason that doesn't happen with us is stack caps more than anything. Yeah, 100%. That's exactly why. If you're trying to max out your stats, it's obviously pretty easy to do that. That's praise. You did a good job. No super babies here yet. It's true. Okay, we gotta go again. Talk to everyone again. Cool. Background music banger, I'm saying. Cool, the medals with the magic effects. So you can like power up the gadgets on your ranch with certain metals that you can find in boxes. The grind of the grind. This is a lot of talking. Is there any game that Mochi's actually good in? Monster Rancher Battle Card and Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher. Oh, speaking of, her name being Philia is very funny to me. It just is glossed over. Anyway, yeah, for whatever reason, every monster at the beginning of the game is like unlocked except for Phoenix and Mochi. I forget what Magic does. Magic is like... This one... Okay, hold on one sec. Lucky gives you money, right? Magic is increased stats and fatigue or something. And then Intense is like increased stats and stress or something like that. And then healing is, it's easier to do the drill. Magic is a genie. It's something like that. We can get a spooky... We can make this shit spooky. Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything's unlocked but Mochi. What if we get... need a magic metal? Will it be okay? Yes. Skull on the evil magic target board? Yeah. Evil looking skeleton horse? I'm saying. Got evil spikes on it. Let me put the life plate out too while I can, just in case I want to do less. Show its music playing. This is Like the Wind from the Gran Turismo soundtrack. I think it's like legit in the running for best video game songs of all time. That isn't like, you know, a Yoshi's Island song or something that's like very obviously like the best, you know? The Sun emulator, yeah. What do we got next? We got maybe the best. It knows this is the best video game song of all time. It's Christmas again, folks. It's Christmas paint in Christmas Town. I think obviously the best is kind of vague and cheating. Okay, but like, you know what I mean, right? Like, that song is good, but is it better than like fucking Mario 1-1? Like, is it better than like Birabudo Land? Like, there's so many like classic songs that are just like always going to be omnipresent. Is Tim Fallen stuff the best? Is that one Toby Fox track and Sword and Shield the best? That one definitely isn't. Yo baby. Tim Fallon stuff is also like weird because a lot of Tim Fallon stuff is not actually Tim Fallon stuff. I could not give you an example off the top of my head of which one is not his, but so many songs that are like accredited to him are not things that he wrote. He's written a lot of great shit. He's obviously a very skilled composer, one of the best to ever do it. But there was a lot of like fuckery going on in those days where people's work was being claimed by the boss when they weren't the one who made it. We got like, you know, you've all heard like the Tommy Tallarico shit, and it was essentially like that, except every company was doing it. Misattributed. Misattributed is like the nice way of saying like somebody took credit for work that they didn't do. Like people working at the same like studios as them would like do things and then, you know, they wouldn't get credit. The cutie boy? That's a girl as well. Liberated without consent. Best video game song is Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2. Not after you're no longer 13 years old. It's getting pretty old. Mada. Why I oughta. Alright. Live and Learn is like peak, like this is cool and I am 13 years old. And then after that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You can have nunchucks. Live and Learn is some shit too lately. Apparently the guy who performed it does sue Sega for licensing issues. Yeah, I saw that. I think all Sonic music is like that though. It's like Guilty Gear Kids Bop. It's like butt rock without the edge. Original song is The Baby Is You, which is a Homestuck song about praying. That song's used in Switch Battle Tower. Hell yeah. Yes, that's true. Like the Michael Jackson songs. It's that Pumpkin Home song. He did like his Sonic. Sonic. Yeah, I've like lost track. It's coming up. Can we go on an adventure? Not to the new place yet. In the my ass ruins. The only difference between something being cool and something being cool at 13 is teenagers aren't embarrassed. Yeah, if there's something pretty universal about teenagers is that they absolutely don't care what other people think. No, the difference is it's made for 13-year-olds. It's made to sound cool to children. It's like I saw this fucking, what is it? You guys know who like the Beefy Smash Bros are? They're these like German dudes who started making Smash content 10 years ago. Hey, Sacred Snow, thank you for the follow. And they would like make up terms and stuff for like things that already existed and just like call them whatever because, you know, they didn't have any like connection to the wider scene. They didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And they eventually were like, well, this is not making us money. And what they ended up doing was they just, every single one of their videos from this point on is like either reaction content or like who can jump the big gap in our custom Smash Bros Ultimate level? Who can jump the big gap of lava? And then they'll just do that with like every character, and that's what every fucking video is. It's basically like Gen Alpha sloth, right? Things for like 8-year-olds to watch. And one of the guys was on Twitter the other day just berating the shit out of this one commentator who's been like part of the Smash Bros scene. They're called Beefy Smash Dudes. But they had this, like, dude was like going crazy about this one commentator who's been commentating for like a long ass time because she has a lisp. She has like a speech impediment, and he's like, if you're going to be a commentator, why the fuck like do something about your like shitty voice? Just being like a huge asshole. And everybody was like, yeah, bro, like, you're one to talk. Like, you're not even part of this scene. Like, go back to making, like, your fucking videos for 7-year-olds. And there were so many people in the comments who were, like, 14 years old, who were like, hey, actually, the content is really good. When I was watching it, like, I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I was watching it a lot when I was, like, 3 or 4 years ago, and, like, you shouldn't like criticize their content like that. And it's like, brother, you were the target audience. You were 10 years old. Like, it's okay if you liked it. It's fine. I liked Barney when I was a kid. There's probably like an argument to be made that it's like a genuinely good show for like what it's trying to do, but it's not like enriching for like someone with like a functioning brain. It's just like, Barney's not even a good example. It's like Coco Melon. Barney's like at least teaching you to love other people and things like that and be a nice guy. Grow up to be a nice lad. Coco Melon's just like, or the like the Cocodrilo video that we watched the other day. It's just shit like that. It's just fancy color. It's flashing lights and colors for like toddlers to watch, except Smash Bros themed. And it was just so funny being like, I used to watch this shit all the time, and it's actually extremely good content. And it's like, you're 14 years old now. Like, you watched it when you were a little baby. Like, it's content for babies. It's fine if you liked it. But, like, Mr. Rogers is the GOAT? Mr. Rogers is the GOAT. Cocomelon, I heard, is like entirely designed to overstimulate and get young kids addicted to it because of how overstimulating it is to them. I mean, it's like anything else, right? Where it's just like, they're trying to make money. Teenagers are the most self-conscious people ever? That's what I'm saying, yeah. That was the bit. 72 on power, hell yeah. A 9 on a 72, he's dying. He's getting old. Good job, though, brother. Barney's cool. Do kids know him? Do kids know Barney? I don't know what's up with kids these days. I'm listening to an ironic fucking cover of I'm a Believer with just a bunch of like Shrek like iconography in the background. I'm not the guy to talk to. Int tablet. What do we get? Oh, it's Stonehenge. That's right. Wait, is Stonehenge the level 4? No, it's level 3. You know what sucks, though? Is getting them, you can only get them appraised once. You can only ever get the tablet. Like, you only ever get it appraised once. You don't get anything for finding it again. But it doesn't remove it from the pool, so you can just get the same tablets over and over again, and it's like completely useless. Phonograph, yes, thank you. That is the 4. What are we gonna do for music? What do we gotta listen to? This is a... Oh no. Okay. I love it. You can tell if something's gonna get copyright claimed because it'll like have links to the music in the description. This one doesn't, so. Racing games, jazz fusion, hell yeah. It's my jam. Okay, we've done all the earliest tournaments we can do, so it's just time to grind through this. Okay, I didn't need the rest there. That is indeed the most Gran Turismo sentence ever. I think this is from a Sonic game. Or a Sega game. Yeah, this is Sega Rally. Alright, competition. Speaking of that, Ridge Racer 4 OST is common and excellent. Rolling Stop. How's the ranching going in 4? It's going. Our monster's getting ready to die. So we should probably be saving like once every couple of weeks. Especially if we only want to keep one monster. Because the thing you can do is to like kickstart your second monster and get them a bunch of levels early on. Is you get 2 monsters for 1 week. And then when the older monster dies, it doesn't actually proc the counter system mini game tutorial thing to come up. So we can have only 1 monster, like forever, basically. And get like a pretty good boost on our monster for the first week. But see, like every single one of these monsters has the exact same stats. This shit sucks. Schmally Ollie. I got 2 pickles. I got 2 pickles. You guys watch Little Rascals? You guys know the guy who played Alfalfa in like the 90s Little Rascals movie is like an insane, like an actual insane person? Like a big like women are my property type of like manosphere dude. Like my wife and my daughters belong to me. They are my property. It's fucking crazy. Dude was in one movie and his brain melted. Bug Hall. Yeah, he's got the most stupid name. Like, imagine saying you're an alpha male and your name is Bug Hall. Love the Little Rascals movie. To this day, I think one of the best visual gags I've ever seen is when they're in the kart racer that has the made out of the washing machine and they put it on the spin cycle and the whole thing just starts flinging around. It's such a good bit. Child actors tend to develop like that? I don't know. Macaulay Culkin seems like he turned out okay. The He-Man Woman Haters Club for real? I know, exactly. They added a bunch of stuff like period-appropriate cars that weren't in the game. Stuff that dummied out because Gran Turismo 2 was so infamously rushed. Like, did they... What was the time frame between Gran Turismo 1 and 2? He's okay now, but there was a weird period. So, the thing is, there really wasn't. People just pretended there was. He was in a funny band that kind of sucked. And there was, like, that one famous picture where he kind of looked like shit. But, like, that was basically it. Now everyone's like, oh, he's got his life together now. He looks so happy. It's like, you don't know what the fuck he was up to. He could have been happy the whole time, but he just, like, didn't want to talk to you. Because you people are, like, parasocial weirdos. And gave him the palsy. Whenever I look at that, like, one, like, fucked up picture of Macaulay Culkin, it's so funny because he's only really fucked up because he's got a gross beard. There's so many streams where I've got a gross beard, and there are people thinking I'm, like, doing as badly as Macaulay Culkin was, ostensibly. GT1 took a few years to make, like 5 or so. GT2 took 3 at most, and they had a lot of issues around the last year. Especially for the holiday season 99, so they had a hard deadline at the end of the year. 3 years for a game back then is like a pretty decent amount of time. It's not crazy, but it's not like... But it sounds like they wanted to put in too much and they didn't have enough time for it. Beard was pretty rough looking. Have you ever like watched this stream before? I can't grow a beard. My shit looks awful. Didn't do anything worse, just stuff happened to him. He has come through amazingly though. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, he went through like, you know, the shit of being a child actor, but he didn't like melt down, right? Like he didn't have like a period where he was like losing his shit publicly constantly. He was just, you know, having to deal with the shit you deal with as a child actor. 80% on accuracy? Hell yeah, brother. You get into praise and you get some food. Apparently even offer replacement discs with hot fixes for the game. Some older versions of the game have even have some differences. That's really funny. A lot of child actors don't come through the other side well adjusted. Yeah, no, it's true. He's like the exception, really. And then sometimes you have stuff, you got like Drew Barrymore and like Lindsay Lohan who like had like serious drug problems and then, you know, they overcame them. I think we're doing okay for our stats. They've definitely like fallen off on like how fast they're raising though. Probably one of the most infamous glitches is one of the endurance races that was made for like 290 or so horsepower cars. And then what happened? Shia LaBeouf was out there. I think he was just like always a little bit weird though, right? Yeah, I guess he was technically a child actor. Even Stevens was a thing. He wasn't good, so it's like easy to forget. It wasn't like a fucking Home Alone. They flipped the car data for one car with another from a higher end endurance race. That's pretty funny. 290 horsepower car, then try and beat a Venturi GT1 car with more than 500 horsepower. You just got to be better. It sounds like a skill issue. 53. He doesn't want his life to go up, eh? We're gonna scold and we're gonna give him a little bit of food. Some people actually did it too. Simply be extremely good and hope that like the AI like makes a mistake. We scolded him and then we praised him, so he's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And now we're gonna feed him food. You can have a watermelon. This guy's like all over the place. He doesn't know what's going on. That's fine though. When's my competition? It's coming up. Oh, 2 weeks. And we can't go anywhere new yet. It ends up pitting like crazy, and the person I saw do it did it in a car with really good power to weight ratio, so it didn't have to pit as much. Louis teaches like emotional intelligence. It's pretty cool, kind of like a modern Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales was an interesting show. I hated the way it looked, but my cousin was super into dragons, so I ended up watching it a lot. Okay, let's go. 58? Mudda. Why I oughta. Vector was kind of crazy. Imagine a world where that company didn't flop. There's like not a lot of like car companies that have just gone under, right? Like I'm sure there is in like the broad scheme of things, but like when you think about it on the surface, there's not like a lot that come to mind. Alright, so we won our first one. Suez the Suezo. Stassen. Quite a lot that felt a big 3 over the course of U.S. history. Sure, but like, I guess what I'm saying is like more like in modern times. There's not a lot that have folded. Whose owners just died as it was getting good. Yeah, that makes sense. Stassen. The big double chop. Great job, brother. The only thing that makes any of these monsters different is their traits. The ones that fail and don't make it, we just don't hear about. I guess that's true, but I just keep thinking, like, every time I hear about a new car company that's, like, not one of, like 5 or 6, like, main companies, I'm like, well, I guess you're allowed to just make your own car. You can just do that. God, that shit's loud. Alright, we're gonna chill a bit. And our business got revived as an EV focused company. I think there's a lot of that. It's kind of interesting how, like, significantly less damage I do when I don't have the fire trait on it. The few gold models you've seen look pretty cool in Monster Hunter 4. Yeah, it's a different take on the monster. It looks pretty sick. There was that time in 2000s where the big car companies almost went bankrupt. Right, I'm not saying it's, like, impossible for them to fail. I mean, the U.S. government certainly thinks so. But my point is it doesn't happen too often. Okay, rest here is good. How long do I gotta wait? A couple of weeks. Let's get up to rank A at least with this guy, with our first monster. MR4 is the only one I haven't played. Well, any spin-offs too. Monster Hunter 1, 2, and 3 you played. I mean, those are like the good ones. 72 on power? He likes the power. I'm telling you. Level 30 power. Praise. Good job. Good job. Final Guts. Final Guys trigger so much? Yeah, Final Guts is kind of a messed up mechanic. Oh, I got the King Melon? I gave him the King Melon. I can do the French sports car that made cars around the PRV V6 engine. Same when they put in the DeLorean. DeLorean's like a funny car, because it was like... I can't like look at the Cybertruck without thinking it's like, this is like a dog shit DeLorean, right? Like, it's a DeLorean made by somebody who like, whose brain doesn't work properly. There was actually a guy in my town that I grew up with that had a DeLorean, and it was like a very cool in concept car, but it seemed like it was like so awful to own. Like, he was not happy with it. Target. Okay, here's where we do trampoline, and we rest here. Where's my battle? Next week? So maybe the rest in this place was a good spot. Well, trampoline again. Is it the 405? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know that much about like cars from the 80s and 90s. Saw a Cybertruck while in Chicago. They always look like they don't belong. But like not in like the way they expect it to be, right? The implication, I think, if you have one, is that it's like, oh, like just making sure I don't fit in type vibes. But like it actually just, they're so ugly, dude. And I kind of like ugly. Like look at this fucker. I love this dude. But it's just like fundamentally maybe the most like classless thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, they look unreal in a bad way. Back on that day where, like, you know, we were talking politics and everyone lost their shit, I said something about the Cybertruck and people got like really pissed off. And it's like, why do you care if I think a car looks ugly? Like, you don't own one. You can't afford one. Why are you mad on behalf of owners? Also, all this shit rocks. Let's go, baby. Out of a cannon. Flying. Graceful landing. Let's go. Finish on the Cybertruck looks bad, like a prep table in the kitchen. Yes! That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like I should be like chopping onions on it. Mixing Echo. What about Plow Kit? 500 damage. Hell yeah. Tesla cars in general are like, for how expensive they are, it's like kind of crazy how like kind of unassuming they are, right? Like, I know they've got like the Roadster that's like $500,000 or whatever, but like just the regular models that they have are, you know, like a good 40K more than their contemporaries, and they look like regular like sedans and wagons. Like, they don't look like nothing special about them. They look very generic. It's like a smoother Grand Cherokee for like is it the S? No, fuck, I forget which one the minivan is, but, or SUV I should say. But it's just like, they're not, no! I'm gonna get my ass beat here. The part? You're about to depart 50%? Fuck you, dude. Oh my god. I can't hit anything. Okay, I've got like no chance to hit. I gotta swing big. We need Nirvana to wear off. There we go. You know, one of these days I won't miss all my attacks. There we go, we got him. Took a little while. Did you hear about Elon being outed for having a boosted account in Path of Exile? I did see the thing about him being like a top 10 player in the game or whatever, and it's like, you can't brag about that and talk about like how hard you work, right? Because that shit takes like, that's a full-time job. To be like a top level PoE player, you need to be playing like probably 60 plus hours a week. Maybe like at least 40. But like, you can't run all those businesses in a way that is like actually you are meaningfully, you know, like doing something for the company and also have a hobby like that to that level. Like, it's there's literally not enough time in the day. But I mean, I don't think anyone's surprised, right? Like, I don't think anybody thinks he's there in office day after day, like busting his ass. He has very clearly never even played the game for more than a few minutes prior to that stream. Really? Okay. That's so funny. Why lie about it? Because it makes you look stupid, right? It makes you look like you're a liar. And then... like, I can't even fathom that. If my entire brand was about, like, how hard I work, and it kind of is, if I'm being honest. So much of, like, my stream is just talking about, like, I worked another, like, 80-hour week. But if I was, like, also like, hey, guys, during that 80-hour week, I also managed to spend 120 hours, like, grinding fucking, I don't know, whatever. I made, like, 50 monsters this week while I was also at work. And I only have access to my PC to play the game at home. Like, you'd be like, all right, well, obviously the math doesn't add up on that, so you're lying about something. And then it turns out that, like, I was just cheating the whole time. It's like... it's such an unforced error. That's so funny, man. Oh my god. That's so funny. Live stream and tried to tell people he was doing something super hard while he was doing an easy grinding map. Hell yeah. He'll theorize that Cybertruck is straight up the first idea he had a Tesla that was his own. I mean, that wouldn't be surprising. And it would be fine if, like, you know, I don't know. Having been in management, you don't need to always have all the ideas, right? That's why you have everyone else around. You can, like, you just kind of need to, like, be able to execute, right? And that's not always a hard job. Sometimes it's very stressful, but most of the time it's not. If you're in a well-managed company, like, you don't really need to do a lot of work if you're in that position. And, like, it's fine, but bad first option, right? Bad first attempt. Oh, so we gotta beat this guy. Balboa. Okay, that was a lot of damage. But what if? I have to do the same thing to you, fucko. Okay, 82% miss? I don't think so. Let's go again. We go again. Cool. The people who know better than you need to be able to tell you no. Yeah. Did Dongo have more life? Yes, he did. The problem is, like, power dynamics in a job like that are, like, really awkward. So when I was managing, I did management in audiovisual for 2.5, 3 years for 2 different companies. And then I went back to freelance, like, technician stuff because it wasn't worth it. Because both companies were, like, kind of mismanaged, and, you know, I was being given way more to do than I could possibly handle. But I had this one kid who worked for me, and he worked for me, like, the entire time. He worked for me with one company, and then he followed me to the second company and kept working for me. Almost this entire time, he fucking hated working for me, and he just would not ever mention it. When I was working at the first company, somebody who was, like, working with him was like, hey, by the way, like, this dude, like, it was pissed off the whole day. Like, he didn't want to help out with anything. He was being, like, a huge asshole. Like, talk to him, because, like, he almost fucked up the whole show. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I brought him in. I'm like, you good? Like, what's good? And he's like, you know, I'm not really progressing at the job as quick as I thought I would. Like, he wanted more opportunities for advancement and stuff like that, and I wasn't really giving it to him. And I was like, all right, you know what? That's my bad. You've been doing a good job. We're going to give you a pay raise, and we're going to put you on some more stuff that, like, you would actually want to be doing. Like, no problem. Like, I apologize for not, you know, maybe doing this sooner. And then, but he never said anything. He never mentioned that he was unhappy. Because I don't know if he was afraid to talk to me, whatever. I feel like I was, like, a really easy, like, lenient boss, so I don't know what the deal was. Maybe just how his own brain worked. But, after that, we we moved to another company, and then he came with me as an employee. And then after like 6 months, I was like, hey, here's a job. Like, I sent out a mass email to everyone who was working it. And he was like, I never actually got a notification that I was working on this job. If you want your employees to be like good workers, you need to like give them all the information they need. Like really like catty about it. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so I'm like, I sent him an email. I'm like, hey, here's a forwarded email for when you like booked this and you confirmed that you were available for this date. I didn't want to put you on blast in front of everybody, but like, what's the deal? And then it was the same thing where it was like he wanted more opportunities and this and that. I'm like, okay, dude, like I understand. You gotta like tell me if something's wrong though, and then I can help you out. And then I gave him a pay raise, and then like again after like 4 months, he's just like, I quit. I can't do this anymore. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like I just gave you a raise. We just talked about this, and I'm like, look, if you're unhappy, just like let me know and we'll deal with it. And I think that was just like the power dynamic is like, even if your boss is easy to talk to, sometimes it's like, it's tough. It's tough to tell them no, or it's tough to be like, hey, like I need to do something about this, especially if you haven't developed those like particular skills, right? And so I'm sorry to him for like whatever I did to piss him off that bad, but like I literally like, I had no idea. Especially after, like, it happened twice, right? Probably had some other issues outside of work, probably. But, I mean, my point is that it's not always easy to talk to your boss, right? How long ago was that? The last instance was, like, 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe? And now I don't really have anyone working under me. Like, I have, like, junior technicians and shit, but they don't work for me. I'm just, like, put on as a lead on site, and I boss them around for the day, but like that's it. I don't sign their checks or talk to them through email or anything like that. I feel like as of lately people don't want to work. What are you, 90 years old? Boomer ass take. They don't want to commit to a single job. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to. Why would you commit to a single job? There's like no incentive to do so. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on him. This wouldn't happen 20 years ago. Probably, yeah, because the entire world was a different place. Like, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike. Like, I don't know what. You're right, but like, there's no incentive to stay with a company because like wages stagnate like real quickly. There's not a whole lot of opportunity for advancement at a lot of places in your like single job. Like most places don't promote from within. Most places like hire externally, right? So it doesn't make sense to like stay with a place if you can like get more money somewhere else. That's exactly what you're saying, right? But that's like saying like it's crazy how things cost more than they did 20 years ago. Like, yeah, they did. You're right. I don't think it has anything to do with people not wanting to work. People have never wanted to work. People are like, I want to work. Okay, you're a fucking crazy person, though. Like, you're stupid. Like, you shouldn't want to work. What are you, like, is something wrong with your brain? Like, you want to do menial labor? Like, no, you don't. Also, I'm a little bit outclassed. There's such a big jump from B to A. I always forget. I thought the jump was between A and S, but I think the big jump's between B and A. First 4 ranks are like all identical, basically. Pundit hour. You know a lot of people who want to work and would get bored if they had no work to do. Is it because they are boring people and they can't, like, they haven't discovered hobbies? Can I survive this? Oh, that didn't do like any damage. I think that's the hit tech, right? Yeah. I have 9% chance to hit. I can't even run out the clock. Oh, we hit him anyway. Hell yeah. Nobody wants to work. Kazan just wants to get hit by leg kicks and go to sleep. Is Bosco a Zoom? He's not, but he does make the Zoom noises. It's just how they were raised. But I'm saying that's like a completely different type of brain rot, right? Like, I'm not insane for thinking that. It's like, if I understand, like, doing a good job, working on something and doing a good job is like, it's fine. Like, I get it. I understand. And like, you know, putting forth your best effort because you get a sense of self-satisfaction from it is okay. But going to McDonald's to do that is like, that's like not wanting to work in like a completely different sense. I don't know. It's just how they were raised. I get it, but like, I think he was the anxious instruction type. Maybe his personality didn't gel. He was a cool dude. I wish him the best. He had like a music career he wanted to work on, and I think he wanted to learn more about audio stuff. And I kept giving him opportunities, but I guess it wasn't exactly what he wanted. But you know, I don't know. People who have only worked for years have no real hobbies. On God, TV or phone time, so if they don't work, mess with their life. Yeah, it's actually really funny because I had a little period this year where I was like, I used to be like that, and a lot of it was because I was working like 80, 90 hours a week every single week, and it was too much to like do anything else afterwards. Like, I was just done, right? After the work week was over, everybody's working for the weekend. And I got to a point where during pandemic, I was like, I gotta like do something else. So I started learning video editing. I started making Monster Rancher stuff. I learned how to set up all my stream shit. I kind of already knew how to stream from work, but you get what I'm saying. And it got to a point where I remember thinking, like, I could not imagine just sitting on the couch and like watching TV on my phone all day. Because when I would come home from work, I would sit on the couch and I would play like Duel Links or something and then go to bed. Play Duel Links till midnight and go to bed. And then I would just do that like every day. And I was like, I can't believe I did that. Like, that's crazy. It's not really though. It's just, you know, you're tired. But oh, okay. He's got the palsy now. Now we're gonna get him. But once I started working on stuff, like, I had this mentality shift of like, I can't imagine doing that. And then, like, why was I ever like that? And then this summer or this fall, when I had like nothing but like work upon work upon work upon work, I started doing that again, where I would come home and like just watch The Simpsons or whatever. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, I don't need to be that harsh on that mentality. Like, I understand. I'm fucking exhausted. I don't want to work on video editing with the 3 hours of free time I can have a day. Did I also spend thousands of dollars on Duel Links over the course of years? I probably spent like $200 over like 8 years. People get tired, it's easy, but also develop habits, you can break them. Yeah, exactly. It's bad for people who do the 80+ hour work week. They have no idea how much they're missing out enjoying life. Yeah, but I mean, that's like being like, I feel bad for fat people because they don't understand like what it, like they don't understand that they're fat. Like, they get it, they're not happy about it. Like, some people are like, you know, they're fine with the body positivity, but my point is like, lots of people who have problems are fully aware of those problems. It's not like I don't know what I'm missing. Like, they're acutely aware of what they're fucking missing. It's 100 times worse than you think it is. Been a freelancer for many years, but at my last job as an employee, my boss literally wanted to make me pay for his mistakes. It was the only job where I quitted without notice. I've definitely quit without notice before. I would say every job I've ever worked, I've quit without notice. Actually, the only one I didn't was a grocery store job I worked. I gave them 2 weeks notice. And then I got barred for life from the grocery store. Because on my last day, I congratulated one of my friends for losing his virginity over the PA. And they were like, the owner was threatening to sue me for sexual harassment. And I was like, you fucking moron. Like, you can't threaten me on behalf of someone else. Like, my friend's not gonna sue me. Also, I just realized how weak I am to Earth. Oh my god. That's because of the heart lore, right? I can say as a fat guy and you calling me out. I mean, like, personally, I don't care. However anybody wants to live, and like whatever, as long as people are happy, like, I don't give a shit about like, people are like, oh, it's unhealthy or whatever. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I do unhealthy shit. Like, I'm sure the people complaining about it on behalf of someone else do unhealthy shit too. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're like functional and it doesn't bother you, then whatever, man. It's not a big deal. But there are people who are like unhappy with their weight, and telling them like they're gonna die earlier or whatever because of their weight when like they're unhappy with it, like, doesn't actually do any good. There's like this whole like, oh, it's tough love, and it's like, no, you're being an asshole. I've been a twig and extremely wide, both suck for different reasons. Oh, for sure. Last time I gave notice at a job, they waited until the last day to start trying to offer me tiny promotions to get me to stay as if I didn't already have something lined up. Yeah, you were just gonna quit for no reason. Like, you hadn't thought about it at all, and you're like, oh, actually, yeah, maybe I will stay. It does bother me, so it's good to get called out and no more so it's all good. Okay. I'll never be that guy. I feel like if you're dealing with something internally, getting berated for it is not gonna make things better. That's not, people are like I'm just telling it how it is people. They're not doing it for your sake. They're doing it for their sake, because it makes them feel good about themselves, and that's why they do it. Do you think they should try to lose it? Agree telling them that it isn't gonna help them? I couldn't imagine caring. Is what I'm getting at. Like, doesn't fucking matter to me. I have had people though, like, because like I'm trying to lose weight right now. At the beginning or end of last year, I was the heaviest I'd ever been in my life. I was 195 at 5'9", and you know, I'm fairly muscular, but like, yeah, I got a belly. And at the beginning of the year, I was like 180, and the year before that, I was like 175. So I was like, it was slowly creeping up on me, and I'm like, I can't do this. If I hit 200, I'm gonna put a gun in my mouth. So I was like, we're gonna work on this. And so I'm like back down to like 187. I've lost 10 pounds since Christmas, roughly, and a lot of it's water weight. But you know, I've been eating way less, and I've been working on it. And every now and then I'll like mention this, and someone will be like, you shouldn't talk about it because, you know, it's fat phobic. It's like, dude, it's got nothing to do. I don't care if you're fat. You can be 400 pounds. Like, I don't care. I truly don't give a shit. And not even like, I don't care that you're doing this to your body type of way, but like, I truly don't care if you're happy. Like, I don't think of it in the sense of like you're less than or whatever, right? Like, it's just, it's maybe it's part of who you are, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like not a big deal to you. Maybe, you know, you identify as like, and like you're happy being a bigger person. Like, it's fine. I don't care. But I also do just straight up think that most people who are like gonna go out of their way to like scold and criticize are doing it for a selfish reason. In fact, I don't care if you talk about losing weight, but it's like, it's like, oh, like you're upset because you're big. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but it's not about you. like it's not like an inalienable. It's not. What am I trying to say? It's not like a disability you're born with that you can't do anything about. Like, if it bothers you that much to the point where me talking about it does something to you and hurts your feelings, there's a lot of stuff you can do about it. No offense, right? Like, I'm not saying you have to. I think you're great. And I'm not saying this about anyone in particular. Just like the royal, like you like throwing this out there. But like if you're gonna get mad at me about it, like you have to realize, you gotta have the self-awareness to realize like that's entirely a you problem, and it's something you gotta work on. They're assuming your personal goal is a general moral judgment, and to be completely fair, a lot of the times for a lot of people it is. A lot of the times people are doing it because they're like, oh, I'm doing it for societal reasons, or like, you know, that's not what they say, but like, you know what I mean. For me personally, it was just like, I used to be very active. I was never like the most athletic person, but I did lots of sports. I had insane cardio, and over the last 10 years or so, it's just gone. Like I stopped skateboarding, and because of work basically, and I've been slowly getting bigger and bigger, and now I'm like, yeah, it's time. Body's falling apart a little bit. Let's do something about it. And so, you know, I was boxing once a week and trying to run at least one 5K a week. And, you know, I didn't run the 5K every week. I probably ran it like twice a month, and then I was running 3K the rest of the time. And now I'm going in the boxing gym 3 times a week and running when I can. But it's winter right now, so running's a little bit tough. So it's been mostly weights and like that kind of stuff, strength building. And then the boxing itself is keeping my cardio up. I want to fit in clothes Asian sizes. I'm wearing an Asian large shirt right now. It's like a medium. I gotta love Uniqlo. It's a touchy subject. Don't disagree with anything you're talking about because you're just flat out neutral. I feel that's the best way to do about it. Unless it's life or death situation, I think you have to do something about it. Oh, for sure. But that's like intervention, like anything, right? Most people... My whole point is like most people who like bring that shit up aren't trying to do it in an interventional sense, right? It's not like I deeply care about you and that's what this is about. It's like, no, like that's what they say, but it's entirely secondary. That's not Sakura art. Mine is dolled up. It's got the blush, the rouge. I'm fat, but I think it'd be no less ugly if I wasn't, and I like food. There you go. That's my big thing, is that I love food. And, you know, oh, look at the, like, weird black... You can see the alpha layer on his arms. Why is it like that? So, like, you can see the black outline on his arms, which is, like, how the model is built. And then, because it's black, it's called an alpha layer, and basically it becomes transparent. But they didn't... See how, like, flat it is? It allows them to make something without having, like, a million, like, vertices on all the feathers. They can just, like, paint the feathers and then make the black transparent. But this is nasty, man. Where did the name Bosco come from? It's just a funny old name. It's like a butler's name. Bosco. Open the door, Bosco. Plus, I can call him the Mighty Mighty Bosco, which is, I think, great. Can I fucking hit an attack? Never had to hit a mochi, but I know someone who has. I don't like that. Oh, guts down 3? We're chilling. No, 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 no! You mudda! Okay. Okay. Well, that tournament went about as badly as it could have. I just assumed I was going to win all of them and then advance. Girdner. Clowther. Dude, it's been so long since I've started to stream, like, right at 8. I guess I started at, like, 8:20. This game's so slow, though. We've been playing for 2 hours. We've gone up, like, 1 rank. Oh, that sucked. Needed a dignified name. Yeah, exactly. It was between that and Glorf. Glorf, yeah. How Reginald was cooking, but it was too long. That would have been a good one. Mochi wrecked the bird. She did. Can't hit an attack. It's Monster Rancher. That's true. But yeah, like I was saying, I love food. I love cooking. I love it when my wife cooks. We're both pretty good cooks. You know, love going out to good restaurants and eating a shit ton of money. Most money I've ever spent at a restaurant for two was like 800, something like that. Like I'm not rich or anything. I just only spend money on food basically. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Is I've been working on portion control lately. I've been eating like less and being like, I'm still kind of hungry, but I'm done. I'm done for the day. And it's amazing how quickly your stomach like acclimatizes to that. And now I'm eating like, I would say literally like 60% of what I was in like November. Like on a calorie scale, like it's not even close. And that's great. Obviously, if your goal is to lose some weight. I don't even think I'm like calorie deficient. I think I'm like probably like right on, because like I'm not losing weight. I'm losing weight a little bit, but it's mostly keeping steady with the working out I'm doing. But it feels like way less food, and it only took like, I want to say like a week and a half before I just got to a point where like it felt normal. This is from eating cereal for breakfast to overnight oats. I feel so much better during the day. Overnight oats is like, I don't have the capacity. I don't have the wherewithal to like deal with that. Just pour me a bowl of cereal. Eat very little and exercise, but the hormones and medication I take will never let me be as size I'd like to be. I feel that. Super easy to make. I'm not saying they're difficult. I'm just saying there's so many other things I'd rather deal with at night. The amount of sugar and carbs I used to have, I'm never going to give up carbs. That shit's crazy. Why would I ever do that? But I have also been eating a lot of sugar. We're going to try October 4th. I should start saving like every week now. He's getting real old. I don't want him to die before I have another monster lined up. I don't even know what the goal is for this. Like, beat the game? How long am I gonna play this game for? Maybe I just play the rest of this week, and then we see what happens. Well, bread can't cut the carbs out, but I'll eat less of it. That's me too. This is like not a great training schedule either. Like, I'm resting a lot. I'm just like, I don't have it all set up yet. It's the first game I got when you got your PS2. It's a ton of nostalgia for you. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good game. It's not as good as Monster Rancher 2 or 3 or 1, I think. But, you know, you can do a lot of stuff in it. Monster Rancher 4 is like a really good, this is the only game I have game. Like, if it's the first game you had for your PS2, like, this is a real good game for that. There's a lot of shit to do in it. It takes forever to just, like, do basic stuff. You're not going to beat it immediately. The 311 into X-Files? Investigate 311, brother. Okay, I've lost track. Next week. And the 1 meal a day route to eat as much food as I want but still lose maintain? I don't think I can do that. I mean, I probably can, but I don't want to do that. I've been eating like 2.5 meals. I'll eat like a small breakfast. Especially like if I'm working out in the morning, I'll eat something for the energy to do the workout. And then, you know, I eat a lunch and dinner. pretty standard. Okay, I gotta fight Jinx. Another Raiden. Ooh, it's a metal bird. He's got the exact same stats for every stat. That's super cool. He's got 329 in every stat. Totally believable. I'm gonna beat your ass, Jinx. Bodies lived on the 1 meal a day for the last couple of years. It's kind of half by accident and then became how I eat. Yeah, that's fair. Eat one. What's the Metalocalypse diet? They're like, eat one huge meal right before you go to bed, so your body has time to process it while you sleep. And just eat like popsicles and stuff because they're mostly water. Oh my god, man. Oh, bird combo? This man, we're gonna be doing bird combos? I fuck off, dude. Okay, we got him. Ended up moving to 1 meal a day most days just incidentally by not wanting to deal with lunch at the office. I feel that. Moody. See, like, the stats are so similar for all the monsters, man. Do we risk the explosion? 48% on the explosion? Why is it so likely to hit? Okay, I survived it. He took 3 damage? This is not your mother's explosion. Holy moly. No, that didn't go the way I was expecting it to. I will never hit an attack. We got Mario Kart. Oh my god, man. I need like a counter of how many times I missed that fucking attack. 50%? Come on, dude. He's doing foolery. He doesn't even want to play the game anymore. I hate this. This shit sucks. Why does it last for so long, dude? Damaged 8. Okay, we got some damage on the board. I need one more attack. There's a little bit more damage. Ooh. Attack me, attack me. Dude, fuck off. Backlash only 3? Dude, it's like, what the hell? What's going on here? Let's try this again. I better not get copyright claimed for that fucking, like, 2 seconds of music. $59, that's way worse than last time. It's so funny how he looks like he's gonna punch you, and then he's like, nope. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. thought crossed my mind. I feel like I'd be okay from a claim. Maybe. We'll see. It's automatic, right? Like, they don't whitelist anybody. They should. Like, such asshole move to just be like, yes, we own the music for this. No, you don't. Fuck off. You want me to call, like, the community manager and get this shit all sorted out? Like, get the fuck out of my face. Testy? Hell of a name. We got a black hole in this game too, Ed. Cool. Rocket? Meeting? So you got meeting and black hole again in this game. The breaking glass is so funny, man. Why does he do that? Good job. I need stage fatalities? We do. Like, Deadly Alliance style? Like, kick them into the acid? Or I guess the Deadly Alliance didn't have the fatalities, but, like, you could do environmental damage. Just the later ones that, like, you, like, push them into the big press. The big, what do you call it? The big foundry press that, like, squished them. All monsters have glass bones and paper skin. We break them every day. Real loser behavior, and for what, to mess with some people maybe once a year. Dude, and the thing is, like, I think my Monster Rancher 4 videos, like, literally are, like, probably the most popular. It's not like there's a lot of money to be had here. God. Super Smash is, like, really not worth the cost, eh? That shit's expensive as hell. Very accurate, but... Okay, at 50%, I have, like, no chance to hit. But yeah, the problem is with every monster being, like, very average, there's no, like, weaknesses that you can exploit, right? Weak to fire because of high water, I think. 84? Eh, maybe not. What I do to poor old Pavoris, dude, the faces on them in this game is nasty. Okay, I gotta fight Olimar? Olimar? Beep boop. I'm the same as every other monster. Somehow the least robotic. He's got barrier up. Okay, so he's gonna take less damage now. That shit's not guaranteed in this game like it is in Monster Rancher 3. Okay, that's still a lot of damage. I think it saved you from dying in one hit, though. That was bullish, eh? Dude, what's with the foolery? Fuck off. It's because he's getting old. They literally, like, give old monsters in this game dementia. They start doing foolery when they're, like, super old. I'm sure I'm cool with the weakness system. It's weird. It makes PvP pretty interesting. Because you're like, okay, well, what are the best elements? And then, do I build to beat those elements as, like, a rogue pick? Or what do I do? Like, there's a kind of, like, interesting rock, paper, scissors to it. It's a fucked up trade for the old Mons? Yeah, I know. .68. We're getting a little bit of accuracy. Have I got her in a sandbag entirely? think I have. How's everything? Everything's going well. I am getting a little tired. It's only 11 o'clock. We'll play for another hour. But, you know, boxing today, and then I didn't take a nap or anything. I was just full bore on video editing and stuff. Very, like, nice feeling. I feel very accomplished today. Very high self-esteem. Any reason not breeding multiple monsters? So, there's a glitch, or it's not a glitch, but it's an exploit in this game, where if you only raise one monster, you never actually see the tutorial for the counter system. And until you see the tutorial for the counter system, you nor any other monster in the game can actually do counters. Counter system is really fucking broken. And so by not actually raising a second monster in tandem with this guy, we'll never unlock the ability to do counters. We basically eschew an entire system from the game. Completely unintended. Because they're like, why wouldn't you raise more monsters if given the opportunity? Some people like the counter system. This monster would probably be better with it because he has a trait that makes successful counters do more damage. But it's just, I thought it would be funny to try and play the game through without him. Wild exploit, yeah. If I could combine the best traits of each Monster Rancher game to one, what would I choose from each game? Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. I think it's entirely just like Monster Rancher 2 and 3. I think, like, what does Monster Rancher 1 do best? The sprite animations for work? Those are very cute. That's definitely the best part of the game. It's just watching your monster do the little sprite work animations. Watch them, like, pick carrots and stuff. 2, I think, basically does everything else the way I want it to be done. 3 introduced elements. 3 introduced more statuses. Like, more like attacks that only proc a status. Like, it's not meant to do anything else. It's not meant to do damage. It's just like, okay, now your stats are boosted. Or, like, Zon has an attack that's just called Step In, and it just moves you from the furthest slot all the way to the front slot. It just, like, is a, you get in, you spend 1 gut to, like, teleport behind you. Nothing personnel, kid. Shit like that is really sick. And then, yeah, the elements, you get traits and things like that, so you get bonuses, and some monsters are, like, inherently weak or strong against certain elements. It's kind of cool. Do they fix defense in 3? It's better. 3 has the best color Pandora, yes. And then this game, I don't think it does anything the best. I think it changes a lot of things, and if you like the way it does things, then it makes sense. But, like, for me, I'm not a big fan of going on the adventures to get like the new attacks and things like that. I like the idea of the old system, which is like you get bite with zoom, and then you use bite 50 times in battle, and you unlock the ability to get million bites, which is like Bites 2 or Electric Boogaloo. It's like the stronger version because you've used the attack so much that you have mastered it. UKMR is very good, basically just MR2. UKMR introduces a lot of good stuff. A thing that was introduced in 3 technically, but like kind of got refined in this game, or got refined in Monster Rancher Advance, I should say, is the ability to pick your loadout. In Monster Rancher 3, you can technically pick your loadout, but you have to like kind of finesse it to only have the attacks you want. If I wanted to only run 1 tech in this game, I could. In Monster Rancher 3, you can run up to 4 techniques at the same time, and that's it. Or you can save over old ones. So you can run anywhere between 2 and 4 techniques. But that's something you need to plan from the beginning of the game. This one lets you like mix and match and like test stuff out. This was a feature that was introduced in Monster Rancher Advance. What Monster Rancher Advance did that's really interesting is you can put any tech in any range. Now look at this. This is a short range tech. It can only go in the red slot. This is a mid-range tech. It can only go in the yellow slot in the middle. In Advance, you could take a mid-range tech and put it in the closest slot or the furthest away slot. And basically, the closer it was, the more expensive it was, but the higher its stats were. So it got a boost to damage and accuracy and withering and critical hit, but also a boost to its guts cost. So you would have a situation where it's like, this move is like meant for mid range, but if I put it in the front, I can like kind of abuse it like better if an opportunity arises where it makes sense for me to spend more guts on it. You can basically like cash out a little bit more. It's kind of cool. UKMR's cookies being pure RNG is pretty sad since the concept itself is fine. Yeah, so UKMR kind of did away with like random procs on battle specials and things like that, and you can instead choose a loadout for your monster by giving them cookies. And it's like, okay, when you get below 20% health, this is going to happen. If you hit your opponent 3 times in a row, this is going to happen, like guaranteed. But the cookies are RNG. It's completely random. And it's very time consuming to get them. So it's like a very cool system that's made unbelievably annoying. And then this game has, you know, I don't really like the random battle, adventure, dungeoning stuff. And I absolutely don't like being forced to do story shit. So I think Monster Rancher 2, with maybe some Monster Rancher 3 stuff and some UKMR stuff. I don't know. I went 1, 2, and then hell yeah, baby. I guess that kind of makes sense though, because you'd be skipping 3 in Evo, or 4 in Evo, and then you go here. Yeah, and then it has some status effects that are like kind of cool, but they're like not. They're implemented in an interesting way that like is almost entirely not useful outside of like one element in Poison, where Poison is very good, and then Burn and Freeze and Paralysis are like, they're fine, but they're kind of stuck on techs that kind of suck. So it's like, Burn is really cool, but there's not a lot of good attacks that can proc Burn. Poison is like, when your monster moves, they take damage. And Burn is when your monster moves, they take Withering. And then Freeze lowers your monsters. Is it arena movement speed and speed? And then Paralysis is arena movement speed and skill? Or the opposite? It's one or the other. Which is like kind of cool, but it's not... they're not on great text for the most part. You gonna play through Evo? No. I've played through Evo on stream, and which is to say I got about 15 hours in, and I was like, I don't have to play this anymore. I don't get paid to do this. This shit sucks. A lot of burn attacks are int-based, yeah. But yeah, the ability to like choose a loadout. The cookie system is kind of cool. Getting rid of tech chains, I'm not a big fan of. I know a lot of people don't like tech chains because they're not like intuitive, but I think they are if you know they exist. If the game did a better job of explaining to you, like, look, if you use this attack a lot, maybe you'll get a better attack down the line. That's all you really needed as a kid to hear. Let's praise him. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. And then that'd be it. Okay, what are we doing? Officials this week, so it's... I don't even know if we're going to make it to the next one. We're going to try. Guy is going to die soon, so... we'll keep saving. A lot of them are legitimately good techs, but it's really going to use Blazing Inferno and Red King, who has some of the best power attacks in the series. Yeah, exactly. It's like if Golem's Earthquake was like pretty good. It's like, are you going to give up Brow Hit for Earthquake? Probably not. That's another thing. Int-based monster need a bit of help. In most Monster Rancher games, maybe new Monster Rancher could have some better int techs. So, not exactly. In Monster Rancher 3, there's a lot of like really strong int monsters. The problem has been the inability to remove your text. So if you start with 2 power texts, you're kind of fucked, right? Grabbing the fist like you went for a fist bump and you palm it like an idiot. We've all been there. In some ways, Monster Rancher 4 is the most true-to-life game in the series. Blazing Inferno is significantly better than Earthquake. Well, I said if Earthquake was good. And so you're like, no, but imagine if Earthquake was good. Like, you said what I said. Okay, I think we're kind of normalized now, and I can up his training schedule a little bit to be a little bit more demanding. What I think I'm gonna do, because I think it'd be real funny, is just go all in on power at this point. I'm missing everything, but it would be real funny if we just did this. And we rest here. And then we'll do one target. We gotta do a little bit of skill training. I thought I was going off base Earthquake? No, I was just talking about how it's like... if it was good, you know? Because, like, no matter how good it is, it's still not gonna beat, you know, the best move in the game. Which Red King is, like, it's pretty close. It's pretty Golem-like, right? I keep, like, wiping my forehead because I get a look in the camera. And it looks like I'm super shiny, but, like, I'm not actually sweating at all. So I keep wiping it to be like, oh... but I'm just shiny. I should say 65. I forgot to like save properly. Tired? Good job. They're so damn cool design-wise. This one's not. How are I today? How are I today? I are good. I are baboon. I'm doing good. Bosco looks so fucking weird, bro. Yeah, he does. He's quite silly. I do like Raidens. Especially in Monster Rancher 3. I love Pen Pen. I love Pelagoon. I love Cowbird. They're all great. I haven't seen this since I was a kid. Hell yeah. Swing is just the most noteworthy example. Swing is really weird, man. Like, it's a move that should not be. It's a move that, like, at first doesn't seem as good as it is because you're like, this is probably not... like, how do I describe it? If you had a move with, like, 5 force for 10 cost that had, like, plus 30 hit, that would be, like, maybe arguably the best move in the game, but it might not be the most impactful, right? And because it's not the most impactful, it's like, on raw numbers alone, maybe it's not that great, you know? But Swing is, like, C-Force, really good accuracy. It doesn't look, at first glance, like it's crazy. But when you think about how little it costs to do as much as it does, it's like, this shit is broken. Let me get out of range! Fuck you! That's the wrong move. Okay, we hit him. Didn't kill? Fuck. There we go. It's been a while. How's the tournaments going? The tournaments are still going good. I haven't done one in a little while. I'm announcing a big one tomorrow. So that'll be super fun. It's like 24th or something. Yeah, it's like unbelievably accurate. And very cheap and pretty solid damage. Why is Bosco the oldest looking 4-year-old since Benjamin Button? He was born this way, brother. The mighty, mighty Bosco. Red King hasn't been dominating lightweight and there's been multiple builds for him. I think that's like Golem though. Golem's not very good in lightweight either. He's fine. Shouldn't shame strong genes. He's got the personality. He was born with personality. Plow kick? Come on, Hilton. Just get hit. Whap. The line has 100% move hits, and I hate it. Yeah, Zephyr was telling me about that the other day. That sounds insane. Seeing Lesion makes me want to go back to 3, because the last monster I was raising in 3 was a competitive Lesion, and I kind of want to run another tournament. That's going to do big damage? Yeah, it did okay damage. I got slowed, though. He thinks I'm slow, eh? Come on. Well, we got rid of the slow. There's still 35 seconds left in this match. It's these are slow. The normalization of guts rate in 4 is pretty obnoxious. It's like monsters don't have an identity by having like a fast guts rate or a slow guts rate. How the hell am I? I'm doing good, man. How have you been? Holy fuck, dude. I hit that 9% earlier today, and it's just been like, the game's like, yeah, you got it. You got your 1. 50% though? Never. 40%? Okay. Some good damage. We're still in there. Gave him the palsy. Is it enough? It's not, but I got enough guts to attack again. No! Okay, we dodged. We're in there. I can't even let the clock run out. Look at... There's been like 3 seconds have gone by. Dude, it's like 40%! Come on! Holy shit. I hate this game so much, man. Is it like possible for me to land a fucking attack, please? Think of the last time you missed that many attacks. The fact that you can't run down the clock is like unbelievably annoying. Like, what a bad system. No, you can't timer stall in this game, because what happens is when you attack, the clock freezes. I want to see what a competitive tourney for 4 would look like. Maple Knight runs them. I've never run a Monster Rancher 4 tourney. I was planning on doing one this summer, and then I was like, this is too much work, and I decided against it. Why does this keep happening? A skill issue? Yeah, like literally. Would you like to hear doing well? Went off the grid again to catch up on work and back to the World Wide Web to catch my favorite stream this month. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm work is super slow for me right now, as like, you know, was expected. It's not slow and it's like, oh no, I'm struggling. It's like a slow and it's like a thank God I don't have to do unbelievable amounts of work for the next couple months. So I've been chilling, doing lots of video editing the last little while. I've done less than I wanted, but like I sat there and I'm like, I have... Cool. There, at 30% I can hit it. And I needed like a week to like just chill and like get my shit together like mentally and like just be able to focus, because there was days where I sat down and I'm looking at the video and I'm just like, this isn't happening. So the last little bit's been pretty good. Isn't 3 the same? You can't run down the clock? You can in 3. It's just, it is also slower because it does a little cut in where it like does like a zoom in on your monster's face and it says the name of the attack and the level of the attack. Which the clock doesn't run down during that. But it's not like stalling. Okay. No spin bang, please. You can actually timer scam in 3 more? Yeah. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. How do you like Monster Rancher 2 versus Monster Rancher 4? It's not even comparable. Monster Rancher 2 is like 100 times better. Okay, Lothar, me and you again. Okay, we're chilling though. We're big chilling. Pierce is real expensive, man. You put that magic sauce on it. Okay, big guts lead. We can make something happen here. I thought that was gonna hit. What the hell? He like dodged at the last possible second. That was Quest for Camelot style. Okay, we're still alive. We got the guts lead. 91. I need more damage than that. I gave him the palsy, but I need more damage than that. I'm up against the wall. I can't back off. Jump kick. Wrong move. Okay, we hit it. Well, okay. I'll take that. That's not too bad. MR2 is legit once-in-a-lifetime game. Discovering everything as a kid was magical. I agree. Monster Rancher 4 Naga looks off for some reason. Yeah, it's very different looking. Yeah, that's for true. Is guts correction even a thing in this one? I ostensibly, I don't know. I thought it was. Okay, I'm going to save here. Because if he's gonna die, we can do something real funny. No memory card in memory card slot 1. Sometimes that happens on PCSX2, where the first time you look at it, it like doesn't recognize that there's a thing in there. Never seen Monster Rancher 4? Well, I'm sorry, this is the guy you gotta look at. Yeah, it makes zoom noises. 31 force plus 5 hit, 20 guts, and you can put lore on it. For swing, you mean? Is that what you're looking at? Oh, plow kick. Yeah, plow kick's not bad. It's definitely better. Hey, Denabon, thank you for the follow. We're like legit waiting for him to die at this point. Okay. Not yet. He's got a couple of weeks left in him. Because 2 is faster, just overall mechanics. So this game has a lot of stuff you can do. Let's do training, I'll show you. So you set up your ranch with like all these like different accoutrements that like train different stats. I got this like fucked up goth rodeo like buck and bronco over here that's pretty funny looking. This target with rocks to raise your skill. He's working on a sandbag to raise his power. There's a trampoline to raise your speed. So like it's a little bit more hands-on, and then you can raise up to 5 monsters at a time. How do you get the bronco as the monster? That's what I'm saying. But the problem is it is just like unbelievably slow. It is so tedious to do 1 week. It's been, but it's if you have like 5 monsters, because you can raise multiple monsters at the same time in this game. And it seems really cool at first, right? Like I can have this like gym basically set up and have all my guys training at the same time. Really cool in theory, and you can do like team battles when you have multiple monsters and things like that. But so like all like conceptually it's kind of cool, but the problem is the reason people like Monster Rancher is that whether or not it makes any logical sense, they develop a bond with the pixels on the screen, with the monster they're raising, right? Like I like Bosco now. When we started, I was like, this thing fucking gross. Like I don't want to look at this shit. And now I like it's endearing to me, you know? He's won me over. But when you have 5 monsters at the same time, there's no connection at all like that. So it kind of kills the vibe of Monster Rancher. It doesn't feel like Monster Rancher. It doesn't feel like you're raising a pet. It's a fundamentally different like vibe to the game. Whereas all the games leading up to this have felt kind of similar. They've been like much more the same. This is the first like really, really big departure from the original Monster Rancher 1 formula. Like Monster Rancher 1, 2, 3, Monster Rancher Advance, Monster Rancher Advance 2 all did things differently, but it was all still like the same kind of vibe of like you have a pet you're looking after. And now it's when you have 5 going on at the same time, it's like, okay, I check in, I check in, I check in, I check in. You're good, you're hungry, you're tired. You did a really good job, I gotta praise you. You did a really bad job, I gotta scold you. And then that's 1 week, and then you do it all over again. And then it has like this adventure mechanic where like you basically do like dungeon crawling, but the dungeons are not like fun. That's like the vibe of the game in general, is like these are a lot of cool ideas that are not fully fleshed out into a way that makes the game interesting to play. Feels more like Pokemon Gym Trainer versus Pet Dog Fighting Sim. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do a double rest here. Taking notes on all this, and yeah, I agree with most of that. And that's the thing. That's how I feel about it. And as someone who's played a lot of Monster Rancher, this game doesn't feel like a traditional Monster Rancher game. So going into it expecting it to feel that way, like, is kind of a letdown. Is the game fundamentally bad? I would say no. I think it's kind of weak in the sense that it tries to do too many things, and it's very, very ambitious. But it doesn't, like, really nail any, like, one aspect. Everything is kind of, like, 65, 70%. And because of that, it ends up being kind of a slog, because none of it feels super fun. Can't you avoid random battles by flying on a beacon or something like that? Yeah, there's like, you can ride certain monsters when you're on adventure and it stops random battles. But the downside is it costs 2 times your adventure energy. So steps take 2 times as much energy. So literally juggling 5 balls at the same time is just exhausting. Yeah. Also a mental disconnect between the story and the mechanics, because the mechanics tell you monsters are just fighting machines that you raise without attachment, but the story is saying other regions are bad for that. Yeah, there's like an entire plot point where it's saying like if you play the game the way it's intended, that like you're a bad person. Nightcycle looks like they just did a cutout of him on. Nightcycle's really funny. And then in Monster Rancher DS, they made like every monster has a subbreed that looks exactly like that. If you're playing Monster Rancher 4, you're raising Ducklon. Ducklon's cool. So it's like, it's not a bad game. I try not to be too hard on it. Like, but it's very hard to play it in a vacuum outside of what came before it, right? Yeah, Fake Graffiti's back. You're looking at all the monsters right now. There's a lot of cool monsters in it, even though I'm going to be completely honest. I think the thing that sours me the most is I don't like the, like, ultra PS2 graphics. I'm not a big fan of, like, how muted and, like, earth tony everything is, even though I'm a big, like, earth tone fan. It's just, like, it kills the whimsy and the vibe. I don't know. I think it's worse than Evo? No, Evo's, like, unplayably bad. That game's, like, actually dog-ass. It's, the story is really stupid. The traversal, the movement feels like shit. It's so awful. There's no tournaments, even though it keeps mentioning tournaments, but there's no tournaments. The minigames suck. They're not fun. They're repetitive. It's just, the actual combat is fun, but extremely exploitable to the point where it's like, okay, it's not fun anymore because I can just, like, easily bullshit my way through this. Don't talk about my Marvelous. Monster Rancher 4 Ape is the Ape Escape one, yeah. It's a reskin of Garou. It has all Garou's attacks. I remember I loved the game as a kid, but I felt the same way. I think I wanted to cry when my Zoom died, but in this I was like on to the next one. They don't die in this one, so maybe that's why it didn't affect you as much. It's just like, oh, your monster needs to be retired now. It won't let you die. It forces you to put it in the freezer. So it's not as, like, you know, you can make an argument that that's better or worse or whatever. But Babies, I couldn't handle that at first. We were talking about that earlier today, where it's like everybody's got that experience of like playing and being like, oh no, my first monster died. What the fuck? The problem, above all else, is that Monster Rancher 3 did not sell very well. So they're like, we gotta change some stuff. And then they tried to make it like other games that were popular at the time, and that was a mistake because this game sold even worse than Monster Rancher 3. They didn't realize it was just a weak IP. Okay, can I make it to rank S? We got 1 week left. It hurts. You know what's really crazy? The games industry now is so much bigger than it's ever been, and like people kind of have a hard time understanding, right? Because if you look at, you'll say something like Street Fighter 2 for decades was the best-selling game of all time, and things that sell like 1 million copies now are like, that's not considered good anymore. Monster Rancher 1 in North America sold about 1 million copies. Monster Rancher 2 sold about 2 million copies, which is like a financial success. Monster Rancher 3 sold a couple 100,000. This game sold less than that. Evo sold 20,000 fucking copies in North America. It did so bad that it like bankrupted the company. Like, they put all this money into it, like, it sold fucking nothing. And, you know, I don't know what goes on, right? I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. It's more complicated than one guy made a suggestion and things, like, fell apart, right? But there is a story where after Monster Rancher 4 came out, and it did kind of badly, or, you know, it lost money as far as I know, there was a meeting between someone at Tecmo. I don't know if they were a community manager or if they were like brass. I don't know exactly who the person was. But there was someone in the decision making. They had some executive pull, whatever it was. They met with Lisa Shock. Lisa Shock was the person who owned Monster Rancher Metropolis, one of the most like outspoken champions for the game that the game has ever had. And they had a meeting, and they were like, they asked her. Also, Nash is in this one, by the way. And they asked her like, what do Monster Rancher fans want? The last game didn't do well. What do Monster Rancher fans want? And she explained it to them. They're like, look, like the story is a little aggressive. We don't want like that much story. It's nice to just be able to do what you want without being railroaded. And basically explaining like Monster Rancher 2 was great. If you want to add to that, I think people will really enjoy it, but this is like what they liked. And they're like, cool. We're going to do the exact fucking opposite of that. We're going to make Monster Rancher Evo because our fan base is too small. So we have to do basically not what the fans want, but like what will sell to a bigger audience. And so I don't know exactly how that broken telephone happened. I don't know if that was literally the intent where they're like, we got to do the exact opposite of everything she said. Or if, you know, they already had plans in place and like, I don't know. I don't know. But it does suck that they had the fucking conversation and then it was literally like entirely story-based, turn-based fights. Like it's technically like real time, but it's much more close to like a turn-based fighting type of thing in Evo than, you know, the real time of Monster Rancher 1, 2, and 3. I wouldn't even call this fucking real time, to be honest. Is Evo fun? I would say no. I really didn't like it. And I gave it an honest shot because I played it as a kid. I'm only stalling on this because it says Nash, by the way, and I think that's sick as hell. But I played it not as a kid. I played it, I don't know, when I was like 19 for the first time, when I was away at college and I went to my cousin's house. And I was like, he got it in like the early 2000s, so he had it for a while. And so we were playing, and I was like, dude, this shit sucks. And we played for like 2 hours, and it was stupid. I might have played it when I was like 14, 15, if I was visiting them. I don't remember. But either way, I was like, I played it for 2 hours, and I was like, I don't really like this. It's dumb. Like, I don't get what's going on. It's so different from Monster Rancher. Like, it's not a Monster Rancher game at all. It's a Monster Rancher game in the way that Simpsons Bowling is a Simpsons game, and not just like a bowling game with Simpsons characters, right? Like, if you get the, like, you understand what I mean? It's like, it's a game they made, and then they put like the Monster Rancher IP on it. It's Monster Rancher Mario Party. Yeah, it's exactly. If you were going into Mario Party expecting Super Mario Bros. Platforming, that's kind of how Evo feels compared to Monster Rancher. Evo had some like interesting mechanics that when I was playing, I was like, oh, this is pretty clever, and like, you know, it seemed like it was going to be fun, and I was like, maybe I've been too harsh on this. And then after like 14, 15 hours, I was like, I'm really not enjoying myself. They had a formula, yeah. If I know anything about Japanese game devs, it's that they are incredibly stubborn about implementing change. I mean, I'm not going to pretend I understand the goings-on. So again, how long it took most Japanese devs to add rollback in fighting games? Rollback is 3, brother. Frame data is another funny one, because they're still stuck in a world where they're like, we don't want to show frame data to people because then it'll ruin the magic of the game. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? It's not 1992 anymore. People want that shit. And it's not even like we always talk about how like people, like consumers don't really know what they want, but people want frame data. It helps them play the game better. And if they're not getting it from you, they're going to go to a website to get it. It would be real nice to just have it in game. And it doesn't ruin anything for anybody, because if you're playing casually and you're like, oh, this will like ruin it for them or whatever, it'll be too much information. You just simply don't have to look at it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like on Google or whatever, you can like click the stats for nerds bit where it like tells you extra shit, and it's like, you don't, 99% of people don't click on that. So much filler between raising and battling with all the JRPG nonsense in between that, and then the multiple monster raising. Yeah, the mini games aren't fun. It takes forever to do anything. The exploration is really like garbage. I don't know. I counted frames as a kid. Now I have a job and no time for that shit. Well, I mean, me too. It doesn't exist if I don't look at it. It's not minus if I don't look. Spinblade. Me and Nash just chilling. Where's Scooby doing? Scooby, don't. Look at this. Get him with the kick. Oh, I thought I was going to spook him. Damn. He had like 80%. I love that missed. Yeah, that's quite a bit of damage. But I can do a little bit more. Hell yeah. Ripper Lesion is a cool combo. It's better than I thought it would be. Onion? We got a perfect bracket going on, by the way. Did I happen to mention the reply to your question about holding a band-only tournament? So I kind of did that like a little while ago. I didn't do band-only, but I unbanned everything. And it was kind of fun because a lot of people still didn't want to like enter the band monsters, but a couple of people did. I don't remember band monsters winning anything. It does kind of suck that like Metal Nerd. I'm a big Metal Nerd fan. It's unfortunate that he's so powerful you never get to see him. Yeah, there's a big pushback. $230? This dude's pretty tanky. This kid's not joking. Only need 2 to hit. We got it. It's kind of bothering me how much the Raiden sound effects sound like Monster Rancher Zoom being a happy sound. It's literally... You keep saying... Okay, it's not you, but it keeps getting brought up. It's literally just... Oh, okay, sorry, I had to press the button. Okay, we got a perfect bracket going, by the way. This is crazy. It's a 6-man bracket, so it's about 1 in 1,000 chance. 1 in 1,200. But then the 1 in 8, or the 8-man bracket's like, what, 1 in 2 million or something? Melner always reminds me of Alien from Men in Black or something. It kind of does, yeah. Give me an onion. Let's go onion. First time bringing it up. I don't know if there's anything I missed about it, though. No, but it's... Sorry, it's just that he has 1 sound effect. It's very funny because it keeps getting brought up because, like, why wouldn't it? Like, it's kind of an insane thing. But yeah, he literally has 1 sound effect and that's it. That onion looks like a pumpkin. Also, he's kind of got an interesting stat line. There's not a lot of those. He's still pretty average. It's just that they gave him a lot of defense and not a lot of speed. I don't want to get withered. Don't hit me. This asshole. Go for the empty. Boomerang's fine too. I just want him to waste some guts. I guess I don't really care. Whatever. You die the same as the rest of them. My boy Poncho, I'm sorry I had to do this to you. Grizzly has such a beautiful battle. Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, are we gonna get a perfect bracket? This is not as unrealistic. Yeah, if we win, we get a perfect bracket, which is crazy. But Monster Rancher 3 onward, I think for Monster Rancher Advance, no, 3 was before Advance. Monster Rancher 3 onward, they stopped the battle outcomes being random. It's only truly random in Monster Rancher 2. In Monster Rancher 1, they would favor certain monsters. In Monster Rancher 2, it's 50-50 shot for any monster to win any fight. That's how you see stuff like Nats beating Sleep Bomb in, or like KOing Sleep Bomb in the Freshman Cup. Like, that's not possible. Nats isn't doing 300 damage. But, or like Ordorf and, not Ordorf, but like, yeah, I guess Ordorf and Daphiel losing to Epsilon. Like, that's insane. That's not going to happen either. But that shit can happen. 50-50 shot. In this, it actually takes a look at the stats and it runs a tiny sim. Bar in 2 isn't actually showing anything, though. What a weird design choice to have Poncho emerge from its shell just to go back in and to move again. It's cute. So you have 8 monsters and raise them all and combine them until you only have the one. Do their stats stack that farm into the gens or no? So it's complicated. Combining is like probably the most obfuscated and like difficult to understand bit of Monster Rancher 2. For all the games, but Monster Rancher 2 especially. And so basically what it's doing is you're trying to line up the 2 parent stats. So what you want to do is you want to take a monster that has stats in a certain order. Like, power is their highest, then intelligence is their second highest, life is their third highest or whatever. And then you combine it with another monster that has the same thing, where like power is the highest stat, intelligence is the second highest, life is the third highest, etc., etc. But where this becomes awkward is your monster's stat gains. Like, if they're really good at raising power and they're really bad at raising intelligence, something like a golem or a hare or ape or whatever, they get an invisible bonus during combination. It's like a multiplier to all their stats. So, like, if they're good at power, they get a multiplier to power. So, and then they're bad at intelligence, they get like a 0 multiplier to intelligence, so intelligence becomes 0. So if you went out of your way to make intelligence the second highest stat to like line it up with your opponent, with your second monster, but they're bad at intelligence, intelligence becomes their lowest stat. It's like, it's so fucking complicated. And then on top of that, the only way to make a good baby monster out of all of that is the baby that results has to have their stats in order as well to the two parents. Like, so say you line up all the multipliers and it goes life, power, skill, speed, defense, intelligence. Life, power, skill, speed, defense, intelligence. To get a really good baby out of it, you need to have a baby whose stat gains are lined up highest to lowest, or is it base stats? Yeah, it's base stats. They're lined up highest to lowest, life, power, skill, speed, defense, intelligence. Like, it's so fucking complicated. There's so much going on. Basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to line up stats. Trying to line up the two stats of the parents, and then the baby stats have to line up as well. Hard to explain over, like, without examples, but if you take a look at, like, the combination calculator on legendcup.com, it probably shouldn't take more than, like, 10 minutes of, like, fooling around with it before you're like, oh, okay, I get this. It makes sense. Anyway, this guy, is the vibe that he's wearing like a racing suit, like a leather racing suit? Like, that's the vibe he's supposed to be? By finding out all this and doing sort of reverse engineering and create strong monsters. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, I got the Palsy now. Spinblade shouldn't kill. I'm Spartax. They didn't have enough letters for Spartacus. It's pretty funny. Okay. I only got to hit once. No! Okay, we got him. Should make a hard mode mod for Monster Rancher 4 that makes the monsters actually difficult instead of just equal stats. That'd be cool. Yeah, what you mean, but how far can you take it into combining till it caps out by chance? So the highest stat we've seen through combination, like the highest single stat, is like 940 out of 999. I think the strongest monster overall we've seen through combining is like 850 in every stat. Because on top of this, all of this is like, it's complicated, but the thing that's most fucked up about it is that your monster gains additional bonuses to all of those stats if everything's lined up properly, even if it's not lined up properly. They gain additional bonuses inversely proportional to how likely they are to be the monster that is like created in combination. So if you have a monster, say you're combining like Tiger Suezo with like Tiger Pixie. Of all the combinations, like Purebred Tiger is probably going to be really common. Tiger Suezo is going to be pretty common. Purebred Suezo is going to be like really uncommon. But way at the bottom, the most unlikely is going to be a combination of the two subbreeds, with the second monster being the main breed and the first monster being the subbreed. So Tiger Suezo plus Tiger Pixie. Realistically, the most unlikely monster is probably Pixie Suezo. That might not actually be the case because every monster has like a weighted bonus where they're like more likely to appear like in combination. Like Pixie and Golem are very, very likely to appear. If you mix something like Dragon Pixie with Purebred Golem, Golem Dragon is probably going to be more likely than a Purebred Dragon would be, for example. But whatever monster is like least likely to appear in combination will get the biggest bonuses at birth. So what you're trying to do when you're trying to engineer like a super baby is you're trying to take a monster whose stats are lined up with two parents whose stats are lined up, but you want the resultant baby to be like as unlikely as possible. So like a 3% chance. Did 3% bug ever get fixed? So in DX it didn't. You can actually go down to 1% chance, but the thing is, in DX, if your monster is born with 2 or 1%, they are born with base stats. Like, it's like a bug that overrides however good the combination would be. You like the way Dragon looks in Monster Rancher Advance 1 most? Are you kidding? This is the one thing the Monster Rancher Wiki is good for. I'm sorry, I can't let this go. We gotta talk about this. Let's take a real quick look. Oh my god. You love it? It's just Monster Rancher 2, though. It's just Monster Rancher 2 Dragon digitized. Like, it looks the exact same as MR2. Like, look at this guy. It's just this guy. Oh. See him? It looks like he has a silly, evil smiley face on. Okay, he does. That's fair. But so does this guy from the front. It's just worse Monster Rancher 2. That's what I'm saying. Monster Rancher 2 is my favorite. Also, we made rank S with this guy. I think that's probably where we're going to stop it for the night. It's almost midnight. Not bad. He's going to die, so we won't beat the game with him. But we'll raise a second monster, and I think we might be able to do a little bit better. That's a Doom enemy? It is, yeah. Okay, so what were you asking? You were saying... So that combining that would work positively with the same monster over and over, like a basic one. Say the plain Pixie with same stats and lines up with the same version of itself. Yeah, so that'll be difficult because there's ways to do it. But basically, what you would do is, say you have a plain Pixie and you want the baby to also be plain Pixie. Your best like the best way you would do it is to make Pixie the second monster in combination, because the second monster is weighed less in the percent chance. So if you, what would be a good example? If you were to take something that would like pollute the gene pool, as it were, the game is eugenics, right? Like, it's unfortunate, but that's what it is. If you were to take something like Golem Zoom or something like that, right? Golem's got really high, we call it blood strength, which is like kind of fascist, but you know, it is what it is. You take a Golem Zoom, which like both of those have pretty good blood strength. Golem has the best in the game, tied with Pixie, and then Zoom's is pretty good as well. And then you raise it so its stats lined up with the Pixie, and then you got another purebred Pixie out of that. That would be like your lowest chance to get that. I'm going to end the game here. I'm going to save, but I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick. Pink Pixie, pink Pixie. Could that work? No, that'll be, I'll show you. It'll be easier for me to show you, but I know exactly what you're asking, and the answer is it doesn't work well. It works if you only care about like getting new techniques, because babies can inherit techniques from the parents. Where's my webcam? You guys gotta see me. There's no point in doing this if I'm not around. Okay, Legend Cup. LegendCup.com for everything. Monster Rancher 2 guides. Combining calculator. Here we go. So, say you wanted Pixie. Pixie mixed with Pixie. And so you can see what I'm talking about. The stats here, 999 life, but Pixie has such a bad life gain, this one here, that it becomes multiplied by 0. Because it's multiplied by 0, its effective life for the purposes of combination is 0. Intelligence, for example, it has a maximum intelligence gain of 5. each one of these stats, like, it goes from 1 to 5, right? 1 is the lowest, it gives you 0. 2 gives you plus 0.5, 3 gives you another plus 0.5, and then 4 gives you plus 0.5, and then 5 gives you plus 0.5%, or plus 0.5 times. So 1 is 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, and then finally for 5, you get a 2 times multiplier. And so that doesn't matter for anything in-game other than combination. It matters for combination and nothing else. So this Pixie, even though it has 999 in every stat, you can see here that its stats are actually ordered intelligence, skill, speed, power, defense, and life. Its intelligence is like the highest it can be, and then skill and speed are tied. But because it has higher skill than speed as like base stats, when a Pixie is born, these are like the base stats it has. Because its skill is higher than its speed, that's what it uses as the tiebreaker. And then same thing with life and defense. Even though they're both 0, it has higher defense to start at 60 than life, so it goes defense, life. So it's intelligence, skill, speed, power, defense, life. And if we make the baby a Pixie as well, so both of these Pixies, hold on, yeah, okay, so both of these Pixies, the stats are lined up identically. You have 999 and everything, so it's exactly the same. Intelligence, skill, speed, power, defense, life. Intelligence, skill, speed, power, defense, life. That's what you want. This is perfect. But if you combine to make a Pixie, these are the best stats you can possibly get. Still pretty good, but because it's 100% chance to be Pixie, you are like, you basically maxed out 2 monsters. Like, you already did the thing. You put in all the work. You didn't need to make a baby in the first place if you were capable of doing this. And what you get is, like, nothing. Say you did, like, 400 in every stat. Let's say 300. Yeah, okay. Let's say 400 in every stat. That's, like, pretty okay. That's, like, enough. You can beat rank A with this. You can probably beat some rank S monsters with this. Everything lines up perfectly. Pixie, 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 Pixie. Everything's lined up perfectly. And the best you can hope for is like 206. But if you were to do this, Pixie, this is the order we're looking for. Intelligence, skill, speed. And we did Golem. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, Golem, Zoom. Okay, so I want to line up intelligence, skill, speed, power, defense, life. We'll keep stats around the same. So intelligence times 1, 400. We'll keep it like that. We won't go above 400 for any stat. Power. What do I need to do? Intelligence, skill, speed. So I'm going to make these like 0 for now, and then we'll adjust it later. Skill. I could even go like 500 skill. Because it brings it down to 250 because of the point times 5 multiplier. And then we need speed. Speed is the same. We could do 500. Oh, but he's got more speed than skill. Okay, so we'll go 499. And then life, power, or power, defense, life. Power, 200. Can't do that. It throws it all out of whack. 100 power. Life, 148, and then this is 149. Okay, defense is over power. Oh, because he's got a multiplier. 100. Okay, so like look at these stats. These are not very good. 148, 100, 400, 500, 499, 100. And then Pixie still got 400 and everything. You want to make a Pixie, all of a sudden, like, these numbers have jumped dramatically, even though this dude's got, like, garbage stats. Like, this is so much worse than Pixie's at 999, right? And the baby is better. And the reason for that is because Pixie here only has a 12% chance to be born. If you want to see something crazy, What's the best that we've ever seen for a single stat? Purebred Joker. And then what was it? It was Zoom Joker. Zoom Joker, the second one. And then Pixie or something. And then optimize parents for target. Okay, so this isn't even like lined up properly. But like, so you can have a baby that starts with like 700 in a stat. Oh, because this isn't lined up. That's why. Speed, power, defense, life. What's the issue here? Defense and life are mixed up. So speed has to be swapped with life. Oh, it never will though. Yeah, but anyway, this is like maybe Golem. See, and all of a sudden you can have like 800 here. With the 1% trigger, so in DX you wouldn't be able to get this, but this will work in regular one. The last 1% combination is unobtainable due to a bug. Yeah, so this happens too, where if there's a 1% chance, you can't get it unless there's two 1% chances. I think it's Dragon. Is it Dragon Golem or something? Anyway, like you can see, like you can make some like crazy babies here if you like line up the stats properly. It's kind of nuts. Suggest parents use this combination. Optimize parents for target. Yeah, look at that. You got a baby with 700, over 700 in every stat on birth. It's crazy, man. Dragon Kato, Joker Tiger. Yeah, it's a lot of fun messing around with this. But like I said, like when I say it out loud, it gets very jumbly. Like it's really hard, like there's numbers that you gotta line up, but the lineup is dependent on their base stats, and the lineup's dependent on this random multiplier you've never seen before. Like, but just taking a look at this, like I think it's a lot more obvious. Like, oh, okay, that's what's going on, just by playing around with this a little bit. And then, you know, how do I get baby with high stats? I've raised two parents. There's so much good info here. And then Teach actually has, or Teach has a combination already. We call him Teach, even though it's pronounced Teach, because, you know, he's a teacher. Anyway, it's sick. Time to go to bed. Thank you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Monster Rancher 4 has been cool. We're not done yet. This guy's gonna be done soon, but I think, you know, tomorrow he's gonna die and we will start a second monster. I would like to not beat the game, but just beat the main story. Beating the game, there's like a whole like post-game thing going on, but just beating rank S and beating the last like dungeon boss, I think is the play. But until we get there, we're pretty close. Okay, who can we raid? Yeah, whatever. Let's just do the classic. We'll raid Hot Dad. Hope you guys have a good night. I think he's ending his stream though, but either way. It's fine. We listened to a Hot Dad song tonight, so we'll chill. I hope you guys had fun. Monster Rancher 4 is slow, but, you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm not like... It's not like, oh, I hate this. I hate doing this. Like, we're enjoying it. It's okay. And we'll be back tomorrow, and probably Wednesday as well, and maybe Thursday. Thursday I would love to do as well, but I think I gotta work. We'll see. But yeah, until tomorrow, have a good one. See ya.
A very nice establishment. I'm pretty impressed.